Every December, Boise becomes the stage where
the 2026 high school season kicks off at Mountain View High School tonight as the Mavericks host the Middleton Vikings in the Showdown of the week. With my broadcast partner, Leonard Barry, I am Mark Snyder. A good one to open up our broadcast season tonight. And when you look at these two teams, Leonard, each with holes to fill on the season, but one hole that Middleton does not have to worry about is a quarterback where Briar Bachman comes back as a second season as a starter.
Yeah, over 1,200 yards last year for Bauman, plus 10 touchdowns. But he's going up against a really good Mountain View defense tonight. It is going to be a test all evening long for him and the rest of the Viking offense. Linebacker
Harrison Bagley leads that tough defense, and he is a good one.
He certainly is. 6.3 tackles per game in 2025. He's right up there in the middle where this Middleton team likes to play. Very run-heavy offense. Last year, we'll see if that's the same this year, and if so, Bagley will be there.
This is going to be an important early season matchup between two teams that figure to be players in the playoff race.
It certainly will. 6A SIC conference action coming to us in week one between two teams who are very close in the preseason polls.
We've got the Vikings and the Mavericks coming our way with a kickoff coming up next.
Every December, Boise becomes the stage where underdogs, stars, and future pros rise. Plays that flip the field, moments that flip careers, and a crowd that shows what college football is all about. They don't just play for the trophy, they play for their story. The Famous Idaho Potato Bowl, where legends start growing.
Hurt in a serious car accident? You're dealing with injuries, hospital bills, and missed work. The last thing you should be doing is fighting the insurance company alone.
Craig Swap & Associates knows what a serious car accident case is really worth. You focus on healing, and we fight to make sure you don't leave money on the table.
Craig Swap & Associates, one call, that's all.
Call Craig Swap & Associates today. Let us make your recovery simple.
208-999-9999.
And welcome back to Mountain View High School, where Middleton won the coin toss and they will receive. So we will set the starting offense for this Viking offense, and their 27th year head coach Bill Brock comes in with a career record of 266 and 136. They line up their offensive line with Lucas Patterson, a 6'4 senior, Daniel Amsey, a 5'7 junior, Clayton Maxwell, 5'11 junior, Colton Topping, a 5'11 junior, and Bo Wheeler, a 6'3 junior. The quarterback, we talked about him in the open, Briar Bauman, the 6'3 senior. His receivers, Isaac Lowe, a 6-foot senior, Wyatt Mello, 5'11 junior, Gavin Ludwig, a 6'2 junior, and Talon Kaminsky, a 6'3 senior, one of the co-captains. Dylan Moore will be the running back. He's a 5'8 senior. Mountain View defensively lines up this way for their fifth-year head coach, Brian Compton, and their defensive coordinator, Andrew Bothke. The defensive ends across the front, Jake Julian, Cole Dowdy is the nose tackle, Sloan Stevens, a defensive tackle, and Conrad Castleton, the other defensive end. The linebackers, Harrison Bagley, we talked about him, Xander Buck and Gavin Draw. And the defensive back, the corners, Bo Stewart and Cooper Harger. And the strong safety is Garrett Hansen, and Avion Montoya is the free safety. About ready to go. Mountain View will kick in the dark uniforms with the white pants. Middleton in their road whites. And we are set to go as Wyatt Mello is the near back for Middleton. And the far side, it's Isaac Lowe. The left-footed kicker on the way. That was Chase Dowdle with the kick. It's fielded inside the 10 and will not get to the 20-yard line. Good stop there made by Lincoln Huff, and we will start 1st and 10 for Middleton.
Yeah, really nice kick coverage there by Mountain View. Everybody stayed in their lane, swarmed to the football when they had the opportunity, and as a result, it's going to be a pretty deep starting field position here for Middleton, and we'll see what Briar Bauman and this returning Middleton offense can do. But one key piece they're not returning, running back. Going to be very tough to fill the hole of Jake Perez, and we'll see how they do that.
First down, the handoff on the swing to the right side. And carrying that one was Max Johansson on the sweep, and he gets a couple over the right side to about the 22-yard line for a gain of 4.
And talked to this Mountain View defense earlier in the week. They were the #1 defense in the league last year. They said they wanted to play hard, play aggressive. They knew that Middleton's going to come out and try to run the ball in a bunch of different ways, sweeps around the outside, drive it up the middle. And so we'll see what type of preparedness they have here with a lot of new starters on that defensive line for this Mavericks team.
2 backs in the backfield as Gavin Ludwig sets up in the backfield, and the carry by the quarterback, and he is across the 25-yard line. Bauman keeps it himself, maybe to the 26 for a short gain, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
And I know it might be crazy to say this given how early it is in the game, but this is a pretty important first down here for Middleton. You've chunked out some yardage. You want to keep the ball moving. You were pinned back deep in your own territory. You want to at least get one first down here and make sure you don't just give the ball straight away back to Mountain View.
3rd down, call it 2 at the 25. Bauman out of the gun, and he will carry it himself, and he will get the first down to the 29-yard line. Kept it himself, went over the right side of that line, and picked up the initial first down of the season.
And there you go. They convert on 3rd down. Nice little QB keeper right there. You've got the misdirection with the motion. You've got the halfback in the backfield as well as a lead blocker, and it just sets up a lot of confusion for what is a brand new defensive line basically for Mountain View. They replaced a whole lot of starters on that D-line from last year, and so the pulling guards, the motions, that's going to be some things that might confuse a new batch of starters in week 1 of your high school season.
Just 4 returning defensive starters for Mountain View. That ball is fumbled, but scooped up and going nowhere is Isaac Lowe. A big loss. Lucky to even retain the ball defensively for Mountain View. It was Garrett Hansen, as we watch this one again, puts the ball on the rug and just able to pick it up, but nowhere to go. Big loss on the play of 8, 2nd and 18.
Yeah, Conrad Castleton got in there pretty quick, 6'2" sophomore at 225, and just kind of bear hugged him once that ball was on the turf, and Lowe had absolutely nowhere to go, like you said. Once he fumbled it and had to recover, that threw off the whole play for sure.
So now a 2nd and long here in the first quarter. Middleton sends Isaac Lowe to the near side. And Bauman will roll right. It's got time, lofts it, and it's short. Tried to hit Lowe, but it was incomplete. And there's a flag on the play, probably a hold from the backside. Let's check the call. In all likelihood, Mountain View would decline, but we will see to make it. Oh, it is a illegal contact, blow to the head. Let's see, who's it against? It's against Mountain View, so that changes the complexion of things. Goes from an incomplete pass to a penalty, which gives Middleton a free play, and that's 15 yards.
Makes a big difference here, going from what would have been about 3rd and 20 to 2nd and 7.
2nd and 7, they'll mark the ball at the 34-yard line, need to get to the 39-yard line. Bauman under center now. And he will hand the ball off, and a great defensive play made there, upending the ball carrier. That was Gavin Draw, the linebacker, who shot through and upended Max Johansson for a loss back to the 29-yard line. And that brings up third down. Here you see Gavin Draw, the senior linebacker, shot through and made a great play, and that sets up third down and just about 10.
Pretty obvious passing situation here, really the first one of the game. So we'll see if that D-line here for Mountain View can get some pressure on Bauman and how he responds to it.
Slot receiver on the near side is Ludwig as Bauman drops, gets the safety valve pass off, and that will be shy of the first down, completed to Cash Goff out of the backfield, but he is brought down at the 34-yard line. Gain of 5, and that brings up fourth down and a punt situation. And back for Mountain View to receive is Denton Wilson, the wide receiver, the senior. And back to punt for Middleton is Cameron Bias will be the punter. Good snap, and he gets it away sort of rugby style. Wilson fields it at the 34-yard line to the 40, to the 45, and then finally down at the 47, 48-yard line.
He got slammed down there at the end of that. The ball popped out, but happened after he hit the ground, so no fumble. Really nice return right there. Makes a couple guys miss. Gets right behind his blockers before finally getting wrapped up around the legs. Nice open field tackle there.
And good field position for this Mountain View offense, and their head coach named Ryder Hollyfield, their starter. He won a 4-way battle in preseason camp for the starting role. We will get you the offense here after this play as Hollyfield rolls right, looks, and dishes it off for a first down to the 40-yard line of Middleton. They mark it at the Middleton 41. 11 yards and a first down.
That's exactly what you want to do with a new quarterback. Get him a nice, easy completion right there. And that's exactly what they do. Roll out right, hit your tight end on a leak out, easy pass completion to start the season.
Hand off to Logan Pichardo. Breaks one tackle, then is wrapped up at the 40. This Mountain View offensive line, left to right, Marcus Storr, Jaden Ponce, Lucas Real, Max Meltzer, and Lincoln Huff. Denton Wilson, Trip Wagonseller, Boomer Larson, the receivers. Logan Pichardo, the running back. Liam Nielsen, the tight end. 2nd and 9. Pass complete, and that'll be close to a first down, and it will be a first down to the 30-yard line. And this Middleton defense across the front, Eli Dueloff, Lucas Patterson, Gavin Ludwig. The linebackers, Jackson Dixon, Jackson Rosty, Talon Kaminsky, and Braden Wadsworth. We'll get the defensive backs in a minute. On the run, it's Pichardo on the left side. He is wrapped up and brought down by Kia Ireland. Isaac Lowe, Max Johansson, Braden Chan, Wyatt Mello are the defensive backs. So a short pickup of 1 to the 29, 2nd and 9. Hollyfield throws. He's got a man out there, and it's caught. Making the diving catch on the left side is Boomer Larson, and it'll be 1st and goal for Mountain View.
Well, you can certainly see why Ryder Hollyfield won this job. Comes out here and throws an absolute dot to his receiver. Has to fit it in. Beautiful ball placement. Sets him up inside the 10-yard line.
1st and goal at the 4. Pichardo next to Hollyfield. Gets the handoff over the left side. Untouched for the touchdown. Pichardo with the 4-yard touchdown run. And just like that, after a good punt return and good field position, Mountain View takes the lead.
Very impressive drive right there as Pichardo gets into the end zone. Marcus Storr probably got away with a hold there, but they'll let it go, and Mountain View is into the end zone.
We have to line up for the extra point here before we take a quick break. The kicker for Mountain View, they'll bring on, well, let's see, they're going to go for it, a 2-point conversion? Let's see. They are going to go for 2.
Got a different quarterback back there as well.
And they hand it to the quarterback, Hollyfield, and his pass is good for 2. Caught by Mountain View's Harrison Bagley, it looked like. So it's 8-0 Mountain View. Will take this timeout. Mavericks on top.
At Idaho News 6, our stories begin with you. We have a reporter dedicated to your neighborhood, connecting to you, listening to you.
Because there's no better way to tell your story than to tell it together.
Idaho News 6, your neighborhood news station.
Dear Rob, we love your dog ads, but we'd like to see one with cats. Sincerely, Cat Lover. Okay. Get 0% financing for up to 75 months during the Subaru A Lot to Love event.
Eight 0 Mountain View with the lead here, and they will kick off that touchdown drive, 52 yards in 6 plays in 1:57 seconds, capped off by the Pichardo 4-yard touchdown run and the successful 2-point pass. And now we will see soccer player Chase Dowdle with the kick. Cash Goff back the far side, and he will get the kick. No, it'll be fielded on the near side. And Wyatt Mello will take it across the 25-yard line. A little better field position to start this drive for the Vikings.
Will be better field position here for Middleton, and they're going to want to try to move the ball, get some more first downs. They had a really nice drive going there, but just came to a screeching halt with a couple of stops in the backfield. After seeing what Mountain View did to them on the defensive side of the ball, they'll definitely want to put the ball in the end zone on this drive, knowing that Mountain View has the capability to score as quickly as they just did.
So we will see what the Vikings can do. They returned 11 players from last year's team, 11 starters. So they had a lot of holes to fill as well, but Hollyfield under center with Ludwig in the backfield with him, the H-back. And he gets the handoff, big hole up the middle, finally brought down close to the first down, and they will give it to him. That was, Dylan Moore with the carry, and they will say first down to the 38-yard line, so a first down run for the Vikings. Big game in Pocatello this evening. Rigby leading Farmington of Utah in the Rocky Mountain Rumble 17-13 in the third quarter. As high school football gets underway in earnest, Boise with a big win over Capital last night at Donald Larson Park in Boise. Bauman is going to keep it himself and finds nowhere to run, testing that right side of the Mountain View defense. Cole Dowdy, the nose tackle, Sloan Stevens, the right tackle, and Conrad Castleton, the right defensive end, converging at the quarterback for no gain.
It was a really nice play on the near side by Jake Julian. He had the contain on that read option. He stayed home, went, and then finally when the quarterback had it, took off and helped pull him down in the backfield there.
So that brings up 2nd down and 10. Clock running, 3:45 to go here in the opening quarter. It's 8-0. Mavericks scoring on their first possession of the season. Bauman out of the pistol. Throws to the left side. It's caught. Not much room out there for Dustin Caseberg, the junior wide receiver, on the far side, but the completion picks up about 8 yards. I'll mark him at the 47-yard line. The chains have to be reset. There we go. We'll call it 9 yards. Brings up a 3rd and 1 for a Middleton team that likes the run, and you have to figure, Leonard, that's the game plan right here.
Certainly have to think that would be the game plan. I mentioned that they are trying to fill a big hole there in the backfield. Jake Perez, over 1,600 rushing yards and 21 touchdowns last year. They don't have him, but they have a lot of options.
The quarterback on the keeper of the left side with a 1st down. Bauman into Mountain View territory, and then a flag comes in late. So we'll have to check the flag. He carried it to about the 43-yard line, and then a flag flies. And we'll have to see what the call is, if it's a little extracurricular after the play, perhaps. If that's the case, that would be a bigger gain for the Vikings as we look at our officials and we get the sign. So the run to the 43, and then the penalty, personal foul, will set up Middleton at the 27-yard line of Mountain View. So great field position for the Vikings.
Yeah, great field position. Garrett Hansen came diving in as Bauman was already on the ground, hit him almost helmet to helmet.
The pitch comes to Johansson over the right side, gets a block, and he is finally brought down at about the 23, 22-yard line.
Seeing Middleton take advantage here of a younger defense here for Mountain View. Only 4 returners on the defensive side. You get a lot of motion. You have to play with a lot of eye control when you see guys flying around in the backfield. You don't know if it's going to be the pitch. You don't know if it's going to be the read option. And Middleton is using that their full advantage right now. You got a lot of guys out there who have not seen these type of things anywhere outside of film, and that can make it very difficult. And on this drive, Middleton is exploiting that.
Dylan Moore checks in the backfield for Middleton. 2:25 to go first quarter. Vikings down 8. Moore lines up next to Bauman in the backfield. And there's going to be a 5-yard penalty as the right tackle, Bo Wheeler, flinched, and that'll be 5 yards. Pushing him back to the 27-yard line. That'll make it 2nd down and 10. Those early season pre-snap mistakes, those are the things the coaches want to minimize.
That's a really difficult penalty to take, too. 2nd and 5 right outside the red zone, and then you back yourself up and make it a 2nd and 10. Makes it a harder conversion here. It's not as difficult. You still have 2 plays to get something done, but it does shrink your playbook considerably here on 2nd and 10 compared to 2nd and 5.
2nd down and 10. Out of the gun now. Bauman lofts it out. Caught, then dropped. Ball's loose. And they're going to rule an incomplete pass as Caseberg caught it. May have started to make a move, Leonard, and then lost it, and they're going to rule incomplete. But that was close as we look at this one again. Does he make a football move? Tough call.
Does anyone know what a catch is in the year 2026? I mean,
no.
It's been hotly debated for the past 10 years, it feels like. He definitely had it. Caseberg had it there for a second, but as soon as he tried to plant that foot in the ground, he lost it. Never had full control of the football, so I'm going to say that was a pretty good call there by the back judge, saying that that pass was incomplete, and certainly that would have been a disastrous place to have a fumble if you're the Vikings.
Conrad Castleton picked up the loose ball. Middleton takes a timeout as they want to talk about this 3rd and 10 play at the 27-yard line. And we will take a quick timeout, and we will be back to the Showdown of the Week after this.
Studies show that having lots of books at home is one of the best ways to help a child succeed in school and beyond.
That's why the Scripps Howard Fund started the If You Give a Child a Book campaign.
So please, if you could give a child a book today,
we would be so grateful.
Big play early in this ball game. Minute 36 to go in the first quarter. Middleton facing a 3rd and 10 at the Mountain View 27.
Very big play. You've seen Mountain View go down and score basically at will on their very first drive. This is the second opportunity for Middleton. Nice mix of run and pass, but once again, they've put themselves in an obvious passing situation. So let's see if Bauman can connect with one of these guys on the outside and move the sticks to get inside the red zone.
He goes under center. Play action, rolls left, has time, lofts it out. It's got a man wide open. It's caught, it's Lowe, and he will have the first down inside the 10. Isaac Lowe got free, and Bauman hit him on the money for the 1st and goal.
What an absolutely beautiful route there by Lowe. He realizes that it's a zone coverage, and he just shakes his man, makes him think that he's going upfield, turns it off, breaks outside, past the first down marker, and gives his quarterback plenty of opportunity to move the chains on that 3rd and long.
Down to the 8-yard line, and it's 1st and goal. Tight formation, the handoff up the middle, and Dylan Moore with the carry. And he is brought down just outside the 5-yard line. Actually, they're going to mark it at the 4. So a gain of 4, 2nd down. And goal. Under a minute to go here in the opening quarter.
This is where it's going to be strength on strength. Middleton loves to run, power run style. And Mountain View, one of the best defenses in the league. They like to stop that run, clog the middle.
Jackson Dixon, the up back. The handoff to Moore, and he will be spun down inside the 3. That man again, Bagley with the stop around the knees. They're going to rule him down at about the 3-yard line. And it'll be 3rd and goal. Actually, they'll mark it at the 2. 3rd and goal at the 2. The question is, if you're Middleton, do you let the quarter end and then set up your play? That appears to be what they're going to do as they head towards the sidelines. And the first quarter comes to a close with the Middleton Vikings looking to catch up as they trail Mountain View 8-0 after 1. This is the Showdown of the Week from Mountain View High School.
Criminy. Your plants, how'd you get them to grow like this?
I started banking with ICCU.
ICCU?
Yeah, I should have switched a long time ago. Credit union with service and technology like theirs is just better. I can do everything in the app and talk to an actual human being on video chat.
Hi.
And that made your plants grow like crazy?
You tell me.
Everything you need for your banking and everything you love about a credit union. ICCU. Life's greener here.
At Farm Bureau Insurance of Idaho, community isn't just where we live, it's how we live. You'll find us coaching Little League, serving at local food drives, and volunteering in the community because we believe strong communities are built on connection, service, and trust. And our agents are committed to standing beside the people and places that make Idaho special. Farm Bureau Insurance of Idaho, rooted in community, built for Idaho.
Support West Ada schools and win some incredible prizes with the West Ada School District Fall Fundraiser. We'll get more in a second. 3rd and goal, the handoff. Moore drives, and let's see. Dylan Moore is stopped short at the 1, inside the 1. We'll take a look at it as Dylan Moore tried to go up the middle and was stopped just shy of the goal line. And they're going to go for it, Leonard, on 4th and goal inside the 1.
I was thinking that might be why they run the quarter down, is to talk about their plan for 3rd and 4th down and have 2 plays called, because it looks like they're moving quickly.
Moore the deep back. Quarterback keeper. Bauman is no signal yet. Yes, he is in for the touchdown.
And that's a pretty easy play call on 4th and 1 when you have a 6'3" quarterback. No need for the tush push here. You just simply line up your big, tall, strong quarterback behind center, and you get a little muscle in there, and that's how Middleton gets on the board. And they will go for the extra point instead of trying to tie this game up.
Gabe Robinson, extra point is good, and it's 8-7. Mountain View with the lead over Middleton. We'll take this timeout. You are watching the showdown of the week, the Vikings and the Mavericks.
Good Morning Idaho starts in your neighborhood. Neighborhood news only on Idaho News 6. Reporters where you live, covering the stories that matter most to you. Your safety, your schools, your family's bottom line, traffic in your neighborhood, and weather from your corner of Idaho. Wake up with news from your neighborhood. Wake up with Roland and Sophia. Good Morning Idaho. Weekdays at 6 a.m. on Idaho News 6.
You can support West Ada schools and win some incredible prizes with the West Ada School District Fall Fundraiser. Now through September 4th, purchase your $50 raffle tickets, and when you buy 4, you'll get a 5th ticket free. Prizes include a 2026 Nissan Rogue SV, a Polaris Razor Trail, a Polaris 450 ATV, plus Shields packages, a Seattle Seahawks experience, an e-bike, gift cards, and more. Best of all, proceeds directly benefit the West Ada school or program that you choose. Get your tickets today at westada.org/fundraiser. Winners will be announced on September 14th. 72 yards and 11 plays for the Vikings as they pull within 1, and the kick will sail into the end zone for a touchback.
Quite a boot right there from Cameron Boyes. Certainly got a leg on him, and we'll see here what Mountain View does. Very up-tempo. Last time we saw them on offense, finished it off with the Logan Pichardo touchdown run. But boy, did Ryder Holyfield show me something that first drive. Ball was coming out quick. It was on target. It was on time. And if he keeps doing that throughout the night, this could be a long evening for this Middleton's Viking defense.
Mountain View will start at the 20 after that touchback. And we will see what the Vikings can pull out of the playbook, as first down pass is Holyfield out to Pichardo out of the backfield, and a good gain for the senior running back as Logan is pushed out of bounds, but not before he picks up about 7 yards. And it's 2nd and 3, so a good receiver out of the backfield is Pichardo, as he will carry a lot of the burden here for this Maverick offense. Holyfield back, has time, steps up, wafts, it's caught to the near side. This is Pichardo again, and he is finally pushed out of bounds at the 45-yard line, and that's the definition of a safety valve.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing here from Ryder Holyfield. That was perfect pocket presence. Look at this. He's looking around, sees his reads are covered, steps up in the pocket when he feels it collapsing, and then finds his check down. I mean, that is elite stuff from the senior quarterback. This guy was in a quarterback competition a couple of months ago, and he's out here playing like an all-pro.
18 yards on that pickup. Now Pichardo takes the handoff, and he runs into the middle of that Middleton line, but still gets to midfield for a 5-yard pickup. Lucas Patterson and Jackson Rosti in on the stop for the Vikings. But right now, Mountain View's offense seems to be able to move at will against this Middleton defense.
It's just chunk play after chunk play right now.
2nd and 5. And Hollyfield, that one swung out to the near side. That's caught by Denton Wilson, the senior, and he is spun down very close to the first down. They're going to give him the first down at the Middleton 45-yard line. And another first down, and credit this Mountain View offensive line for giving quarterback Ryder Hollyfield lots of time to make his reads. And now a whistle and a timeout taken by Mountain View as coaches saw something they didn't like, but what they do like is with 10-11 to go in the first half, their team leading Middleton 8-7. We'll take this timeout. You're watching live coverage of the Showdown of the Week.
At Idaho News 6, our stories begin with you. That's why we have a reporter dedicated to your neighborhood.
Living down the street, shopping in the same stores.
Caring about the same issues that affect your family.
Housing costs, jammed roads, school safety, and paying bills every month. Connecting to you, listening to you.
That's what fuels our passion and our purpose.
Because there's no better way to tell your story than to tell it together.
Idaho News 6, your neighborhood news station.
After the timeout, Mountain View back on the field with their offense. Waiting for this Middleton defense, but in the early going right now, it is definitely Ryder Hollyfield with his feet and his arm moving this Mountain View Maverick offense very effectively.
I've really liked what I've seen from the senior so far. This Mountain View offense hasn't been out there on the field a whole lot, but every time it has been out there, he's been making the right decisions, looking for his first read, hitting them on time. When trouble appears, he knows how to move in the pocket, find his check down, and Logan Pichardo's helping take some pressure off of him as well, with him picking up nearly 5 yards a carry right now.
Pichardo, leading returning rusher with over 600 yards last year, flagged down as Hollyfield is flushed and finally run out of bounds, but there's a flag in the backfield, and that never means anything, rarely means anything good for an offense.
It certainly looked like holding there in the backfield, and that's exactly what it is. This one will be coming back 10 yards. But once again, the decision-making on full display there by Hollyfield as we take a look at this replay. The play action, first read, keeps his eyes downfield. Even when he's stepping up in the pocket, even when he knows he's going to run, he's still keeping his eyes downfield, looking to see what happens. This guy has all the poise of a quarterback that has been a starter for multiple years.
See Pichardo in the picture. Again, 605 yards last year and 7 touchdowns on the ground. He's been a very good receiver as well tonight for Hollyfield. That penalty makes it 1st and 20 after the hold called against the left tackle Marcus Storr. Quick pitch to the near side, and carrying it back across midfield is Denton Wilson. After the quick pitch and run, now the officials blow the play dead. Let's see, I don't see a flag. I guess everything's okay, so the play stands at the Middleton 49. Just a 6-yard gain, 2nd down and 14. Clock runs under 10 minutes to go here in the first half. Hollyfield launches it, going up and bringing it down. Nice catch out there by Tripp Wagenseller. High pointed the ball and brought it down for a big gain. It'll be 3rd down.
Great catch there by Wagenseller. It looked like that ball might have been deflected at the line of scrimmage as well, but Wagenseller just goes up there against Braden Chan, pulls it down, and makes it a 3rd and manageable.
3rd and 4. Hollyfield rolls to his right, launches, caught, 1st down catch. That to Boomer Larson. Larson a little gimpy as he gets up, and he's asking to come out, but Larson, who caught the 2-point pass on the first touchdown, gets the 1st down there to the 25-yard line. So they overcome a penalty, holding penalty on first down. Have it 1st and 10 now at the 25 of Middleton. Pichardo in the backfield. And the toss to the near side is caught by Wagon Seller again. Second straight catch for the senior. Short gain that time to the 19-yard line. It's actually a 6-yard gain. I undersold it. 2nd and 4. Pichardo up the middle, and he is hit and dropped. Coming up off the pile is Lucas Patterson off the nose tackle position. But still falling forward is Pichardo to set up the 3rd and short.
Yeah, just some kind of smash nose football there on 2nd and short. Sets up a 3rd and very short. You have a lot of options here. Maybe even 4-down territory as well inside the red zone.
Bauman looks back to the coaches, changed the play. Still time on the play clock. And he will throw for it. Drops back, flush, throws, caught wide open. And that's a touchdown as Wagon Seller broke 2 tackles and scored.
Great composure in the pocket once again by Ryder Holyfield. He waits until the very last possible moment to get that ball out. When Wagon Seller comes open, you'll see it here. He waits, he's drifting, and he fires a strike right into the chest. And then great after the catch ability there by Wagon Seller. Bounces off one would-be tackler and then just scampers his way into the end zone as Mountain View puts up another touchdown to make it 14-7.
And let's see if they kick or they go for 2, and it appears as though the offense is going to stay on the field for another 2-point conversion attempt. They're 1 for 1 here in the early going. Foy hands the ball to Holyfield, to Foy for the 2-point conversion.
Little Philly special there.
Yeah.
Once again from Mountain View. They set up both quarterbacks in the backfield. One hands it off to another, and then it's Foy on the 2-point reception.
At Idaho News 6, our stories begin with you. We have a reporter dedicated to your neighborhood, connecting to you, listening to you.
Because there's no better way to tell your story than to tell it together.
Idaho News 6, your neighborhood news station. Good Morning Idaho starts in your neighborhood with reporters covering the issues in your neighborhood, plus traffic and weather you can count on before you walk out the door. Wake up local. Wake up with Good Morning Idaho.
16-7 Mountain View. Here's how they got that second touchdown. The pass to the wide receiver Wagon Seller, and he breaks a couple tackles, sheds one there, and beats the defense to the corner of the end zone. And then the 2-point conversion, the second string quarterback, Colin Foy, came in, took the snap, handed the ball off to Holyfield, and then Foy went out for the reception and the 2-point conversion. An 80-yard drive, as that one is bobbled and fielded just outside the 10.
That's a brutal way to start there if you're Middleton on this next drive. You just gave up a touchdown, and then you fall on the ground, which makes the ball dead immediately, or the play dead immediately there from Cash Goff. And so now you're working from your own 11-yard line, and you got to go nearly the length of the football field if you want to try to get back within a score.
7:17 to go, and Middleton with a long field, as Leonard just said, at the, well, they're going to mark it officially at the sticks are between the 11 and the 12, so we'll call it the 11. For Briar Bauman. He has more in the backfield with him. And a whistle. And there's a flag in the backfield. I think it's delay of game. And boy, that's not what you want coming off the sidelines where you have a chance to set up your play.
Certainly not. And coming off that rough kickoff as well. Now you're inside your own 10-yard line, and you have to at least get a first down, and Middleton's going to take a timeout. They just want to reset this whole drive right now and get rid of some of that bad mojo to start off this drive here in the second quarter.
Mountain View's touchdown drive, 80 yards in 10 plays in 3 minutes and 59 seconds, capped off by the 17-yard pass from Hollyfield to Wagonseller, and then the 2-point conversion, Hollyfield to Foy. We'll take a timeout. Mavericks on top.
Studies show that having lots of books at home is one of the best ways to help a child succeed in school and beyond.
That's why the Scripps Howard Fund started the If You Give a Child a Book campaign.
So please, if you could give a child a book today,
We would be so grateful.
Summer weather is in full swing, and Sophia Cruz is keeping you prepared on Good Morning Idaho. From heat waves to storms and changing fire conditions, trust Sophia's hour-by-hour forecast to help plan your day. Good Morning Idaho, weekdays on Idaho News 6.
First down and 15 at the 6 for Middleton after the delay of game and now the timeout. CUNA leading Sandpoint 13-0 in the second quarter. No other scores on the board. Eagle is at Timberline tonight. On the keeper, and the quarterback is wrapped up and dropped inside the 5. Maybe they'll give him forward progress to the 5. So that'll be a loss of 1.
Another really nice play there by Conrad Castleton at right edge for this Mountain View defense. Sophomores had a couple of nice plays just wrapping up Briar Bauman. And Bauman's not an easy guy to bring down. He's a 6'3" senior, nearly 200 pounds. That is not an easy wrap-up, but Castleton has made it look easy a couple of times this evening.
Castleton comes in at 6'2", 225, just a sophomore defensive end. Made a couple good plays. They gave him forward progress to the 6. Maybe a generous spot. And now the play clock winding down. He's down inside 5 seconds. Bauman gets the snap away. He's in trouble. He's flushed. He will tuck it and run and be dropped at the 10. And give good credit to the defensive backfield for this Mountain View team. Bauman has nobody to throw to, and he has to quickly tuck it and run.
And we thought that might be a problem in this game because Bo Stewart, who just made that tackle right there, is one of the elite corners in the 6A SIC. He's got an offer to go to Idaho State, and you saw right there he's playing a cover 2 flat, kind of cloud on the near side. He sees Bauman just step out, and he knows immediately that there's no receiver in his vicinity, so he comes downhill to make a stop and keep it to just a 3-yard gain.
Third down and 10.5, we'll call it. Bauman back. Now he launches that one's got a man out there and just led him a little too far. Dustin Caseberg had a step on the defender, but the pass just out of his grasp and it's incomplete. There is a flag on the play, though. Let's check the flag. It's an ineligible receiver downfield, and that is declined. So that'll bring up 4th down, and Middleton forced to punt from deep in their territory.
There should be great field position for Mountain View, even without a return, as Boomer Larson sets up back deep for the Mavericks. And Caseberg, had they connected right there, that could have gone to the house. Caseberg had the step, but he was bending his route almost on a post, and Bauman threw it as more of a go ball, and just a little miscommunication there cost Middleton.
Line drive punt. Kind of looked like my 3 would, but it's going to take a friendly roll and be down at the Mountain View 45-yard line. So Mountain View will get good field position with 5:17 to go here in the first half, and they will start at their 45-yard line, already leading 16-7.
This is a time where the Middleton defense needs to come up with a big stop. Right now, they've just been all out of sorts. Seems like every time that Mountain View has had an opportunity to move the ball, they've picked up 4, 5, 6 yards a pop. And it looks like they're going to go with a new quarterback.
It's going to be Colin Foy, the senior, 6'1", 190-pounder. He who caught the two-point conversion on the last drive will take snaps here under center. He drops back, throws, has a man wide open. It's caught by Wagonseller. Wagonseller inside the 15-yard line before he's dragged down.
Max Johansson with potentially a huge tackle there for Middleton. It saved a touchdown on that play, and if they can keep Mountain View out of the end zone, could be a game-changing tackle right there, because Wagonseller had just one man to beat, and he would have been in the end zone for the second consecutive drive.
Mark him at the 13. Now the handoff. Over the left side, it's Bear Scott with the carry. The junior tries the left side and is pulled down to about the 10-yard line. And Talon Kaminsky with the stop. But right now, every button that this Mountain View offense is pushing is working.
Middleton just has no answers for what Mountain View is doing offensively through the air or onto the ground.
Empty backfield for Foy. Drops back, throws, caught, touchdown! Boomer Larson on the bullet. And that was quick.
It was excellent field position for Mountain View, and boy, did they take advantage. Quick 30-yard gain from Wagonseller, a quick carry, and you can see right off the line, Boomer Larson is already calling for the ball. He knows he's open, and Colin Foy just puts it right on him. Easiest pitch and catch that they might play this season to extend the lead.
And we believe this is Chase Dowdle. They told me his uniform was 35. He's wearing 36. The lefty on the way, and the kick is good. Well, Mountain View didn't take very long. They went 55 yards in 3 plays in a minute. They lead 23-7.
Did you know that in middle-income communities, there are about 13 books for every child?
But in some underserved communities,
There's only 1 book for every 300 children.
Studies show that having lots of books at home is one of the best ways to help a child succeed in school and beyond.
that's why the Scripps Howard Fund started the If You Give a Child a Book campaign to give books to children who need them most, like me.
So please, if you could give a child a book today,
Just scan the QR code. We would be so grateful.
Well, after receiving the punt, Mountain View goes 55 yards in 3 plays. Foy, the 10-yard touchdown pass to Boomer Larson. Dowdle's extra point. 55 yards, 3 plays, took him a minute. And now this kick, fielded inside the 10 to the 15 to the 20, and not quite to the 20 goes Cash Goff before he is dropped.
Special teams has really done the Mavericks well so far tonight. Their kick coverage has been exceptional, and we've seen them get some good field position on some of these punt returns. And we see it again right there, a really solid open field tackle, and you keep Middleton inside their own 20-yard line. The Vikings just have not had great field position tonight, and we have certainly seen that be a factor in why this scoreline is 23-7.
1st and 10. Middleton with 4:12 to go in the half. Certainly would like to get on the board before the half ends, but that inside run is snuffed out pretty quickly. Carrying the ball was Moore, and now there's a Maverick player on the ground, and it looks like he's cramping up a little bit. Game time temperature was 84 degrees with 28% humidity, and finally a break in some of the heat, as we've experienced here in the Treasure Valley over the last, well, seems like forever. And the smoke has been minimal, although there were some fires out in Owyhee County that blew some smoke into the neighborhoods here in the valley. 82 right now is the current temperature. So certainly a break in the weather, which makes the season opener a little more tolerable.
It certainly has to feel better than the 100 to 104 that they've been practicing in throughout the month of August. We have had no respite from this hot weather until today. Finally got some overcast clouds, and good to see Cole Dowdy getting up and being able to jog off the field.
Dowdy, the 6'3", 245-pound junior nose tackle. He makes his way to the sidelines. 1 timeout left for Middleton and 2 timeouts left for Rocky Mountain. So I did it. Mountain View. Knew that was going to happen. Mountain View. 2nd down and 10 after the no gain. Over the right side, Moore stutter steps and gets just across the 20-yard line. Dylan Moore, the senior running back. They'll mark him at the 21-yard line. I'll give him the 22. So a gain of 3, but that sets up a 3rd and long, which we've seen a lot for this Middleton offense.
We certainly have, and they have not been able to convert on most of them so far tonight. They put themselves into obvious passing situations when they are more of a run-first style team. And when this Mountain View defense has been able to pin their ears back and get after Briar Bauman, they have brought some pressure and made him very uncomfortable in the pocket. So we'll see if it's a similar story here on this 3rd down. Really a 3rd down that the Vikings have to have.
Bauman rolls left, has time, lofts it to the near side, and it is incomplete, broken up, intended out there for Isaac Lowe, but some good defensive pressure. Looked like it was Cooper Harger who broke that one up as we watch it again.
Great play by Cooper Harger. Got there a little bit late, but managed to get a hand on the ball because it looked like Isaac Lowe was going to be able to reel that in.
And so now with 2:45 to go here in the half, another punt situation for Middleton. That one fielded just inside the Maverick side of the field, and the fair catch made there by Denton Wilson. So Middleton's 4 possessions tonight: punt, touchdown, punt, and punt, as they've had trouble getting anything going on the offensive side of the ball. And Mountain View will have the ball just shy of midfield with 2:39 to go and 2 timeouts.
And Middleton's last 2 offensive possessions have left Mountain View at the 47-yard line and the 49-yard line. This is a game of field position, and Mountain View is winning it in spades at the moment as they bring, I guess, what you could call the first-team offense back out onto the field there with Ryder Hollyfield and Logan Pichardo.
Pichardo in the backfield with Hollyfield. Twin receivers to the near side as Hollyfield sets up the inside screen. It's caught by Pichardo. 45, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20. Gets a block down inside the 15-yard line. No flags, and it's a 1st down for Mountain View.
Looks like there is.
Oh, is there a flag?
It was really, really late. It came in well after the play. In fact, the ref ran down the field holding it, waited for the tackle to be made, and then threw it.
Well, if the play stands, it's at the Middleton 15, but now we'll check the flag. That's why I didn't see it on the field, because the referee was waving the hanky in his hand. And now they actually did throw it at the 30-yard line, so maybe it's an illegal block down there. Well, they'll give them some of that gain. It will be, actually they're going to mark it to the 15 and then mark the penalty from there So they have to get to the 5-yard line. Now let's see. Well, let's see now the yard. They're going to mark it at the Middleton 39.
I
so
think
the foul was committed.
It's on Wagenman right there at the 17-yard line. You can see it clearly in the replay. Pichardo's trying to go past him, and Wagenseller throws a pretty obvious block in the back, but they got to figure out the chains here.
Yeah, here we go. Now the chains will come back. So it'll be first down.
It should just be first
at
down
the 39.
10, because this was a penalty that occurred during the play. So it's a spot foul, and it takes it back to 15 yards from the spot that it occurred. So it makes it first down 15 yards behind the foul.
And it'll be at the Middleton 39-yard line. The sticks are what threw me off because they were still down at the 15-yard line. So it's first down and 10 at the Middleton 39.
And now we got another stoppage.
Negates what was a very impressive play, however, by the by the Mavericks. Now the officials debating. It's the first game of the season for them as well.
What we've seen, though, on these last two Mountain View opening plays from their 45 and their 49-yard line have been big chunk plays right off the bat when they already have outstanding field position. Were it not for the penalty there, they would have had back-to-back plays where they got inside the red zone on one play.
Well, whatever the discussion was, it's been resolved, and it'll be first and 10 at the 39. Clock runs 2:24 to go. Hollyfield back. He's got time. Dishes it off to Pichardo. Makes a move. Makes one man miss, and then is brought down at the 31-yard line for a gain of 8.
It's really just too easy for Mountain View at the moment. Everything they're doing is working. They haven't ran into any bit or resemblance of a roadblock.
Second down and 2. Hollyfield drops. Sets up the screen to Pichardo. First down, and then he will get out of bounds at around the 26-yard line. Gain of 5, but a first down stops the clock with 1:48. His team already leading 23-7.
It's the exact same screen that they started this drive with. This time, the blocking is not nearly as good out in front, and Middleton recognizes it a little bit sooner, but they still pick up 7 yards. And I'm struggling to remember the last time, Mark, that Mountain View didn't pick up 5 yards on a play.
Exactly. Very efficient. We'll have to see if we can get some numbers at halftime. But, yeah, right now it's working their will. Hollyfield dumps it out to the far side, and it's caught for a 9-yard gain by Trip Wagenseller. He's had some big catches tonight, and he comes close to the first down. Let's see where they mark him after he got pushed out.
Already a touchdown on the evening for him. He's well over 50 yards receiving. Made a couple of nice moves, and really he's just beating the corners with a simple curl.
Mark him at the 18-yard line. And a flag and a procedure is going to push Mountain View back and bring up a second down and 8. Again, you've been scrimmaging and practicing for a couple weeks, but you cannot replicate game action, and that's when the pre-snap penalties bite you. Second down for Hollyfield. He's got time, steps into it, throws behind his intended receiver. That was intended for Liam Nielsen, the tight end, the senior, but it was behind him, and it's incomplete. And we have not said incomplete very often tonight with Mr. Hollyfield.
We certainly have not, and that's probably the first throw that he's actually missed on this evening. Everything else has been right on target or out in front of his wide receivers. That was the first time where he threw the ball behind his receiver.
That is his first incompletion of the night. He winds up, throws, and it'll be close to, and I think another first down, as that pass is caught right at the 15-yard line for another first down, stopping the clock with 1:14 to go. And yeah, that was the first incomplete pass thrown by either quarterback for Mountain View tonight. 1st and 10 at the 15. Hollyfield sets, throws in the middle of the field, juggled and caught inside the 5. And that's pulled in by Nielsen, the tight end. Watch this one again. He juggles it, stays with it, and says, I got it. Assuming that is Wagenseller, not Nielsen, my mistake. But it's caught, and it should be a first down. Let's check. The sticks have not indicated a first down, but it's right at the 5, and that play started at the 15. There is a player down on the field for Middleton. They will tend to him as we have a break in the action right now. And we'll take a quick timeout and be back to Mountain View with the lead.
Good Morning Idaho starts in your neighborhood. Neighborhood news only on Idaho News 6. Reporters where you live, covering the stories that matter most to you. Your safety, your schools, your family's bottom line. Traffic in your neighborhood, and weather from your corner of Idaho. Wake up with news from your neighborhood. Wake up with Roland and Sophia. Good Morning Idaho. Weekdays at 6 a.m. on Idaho News 6.
Good sign as Ross Okamura, the junior defensive lineman, walks off the field. The scoreboard still says it's 2nd and 10 at the 5, which cannot be correct. If it's at the 5, it should be a 1st and goal, and that is the case. Minute 6 to go. Sorry about that.
Big opportunity here for Mountain View at the end of the half to potentially put up another touchdown. Only a minute 06 left here. If they score, go up 30-7, potentially going into halftime.
It must just be an inch shy of the first down because they're saying it's 2nd down. The chains are down. So we're going to have 2nd and 1 at the just outside the 5. Now the officials get together and talk about it. Yeah, it is first down. There we go. Early season for them too, the chain gang. 1st and goal. Hollyfield gets the snap, fakes a handoff, carries it up the middle, and he scores untouched.
What can't he do? Ryder Hollyfield, he's got a couple of touchdowns through the air, and he adds one on the ground right there. Nice motion from Denton Wilson, gets the defense confused. They're moving around, and Hollyfield says, thank you very much. I will scamper right through like a knife through hot butter.
That caps off the touchdown drive in 9 plays. The extra point is good, and with 58.9 seconds to go, it is 30-7 in favor of Mountain View. We'll be back after we take this timeout.
Did you know that in middle-income communities there are about 13 books for every child?
But in some underserved communities,
there's only 1 book for every 300 children.
Studies show that having lots of books at home is one of the best ways to help a child succeed in school and beyond.
That's why the Scripps Howard Fund started the If You Give a Child a Book campaign to give books to children who need them most, like me.
So please, if you could give a child a book today,
just scan the QR code. We would be so grateful.
.51 yards in 9 plays in a minute 41, and Mountain View now leading Middleton 30-7 in the season opener for both teams. And we talked before the kickoff about the importance of these early games, especially with 2 teams that figure to be in the playoff picture. If that's the case, I think Mountain View has turned a lot of heads, and people say this offense is clicking.
They're the number 5 ranked team in 6A. coming into this game. That's across the entire state, and you can certainly see why. Even with only 8 returners across both offense and defense, they had a ton of holes to plug this year, but it doesn't seem like they're having any growing pains here in this first game. They had a couple hiccups on the first drive, but it has been smooth sailing ever since.
At the 10-yard line, 15-20, outside to the 21, and still on his feet. Finally breaking tackles and being pulled down was Wyatt Mello. And Mello brought down after a nice return to the 38-yard line, so a 28-yard return and good field position, but just 49 seconds to go. And Middleton's offense struggling here in the last few drives. Let's see if they can pull something out here in the final 48 seconds. Bauman throws, caught, pushed out of bounds rather forcefully was the receiver on the far side, Isaac Lowe. That stops the clock. Just a short gain of 4 to the 42. They want to get Bauman some confidence throws, get him back in a rhythm, and those quick hitters may help turn things around for the Vikings. Pass caught, first down yardage to midfield. That caught by Dustin Caseberg. They're going to mark it right at midfield for an 8-yard gain. Clock running again with 38 seconds to go. They're going to have to hustle. They started that clock right away. No dilly-dallying at all. Bauman in trouble and gets into the backfield. First down. Good run that time by Bauman, running for his life.
Looked like Houdini right there in the backfield. Going right, realized that lane was closed, went left, that's also not available, and then finally just goes right up the middle and gets through there. Great movement, and it's another first down for Middleton.
13-yard pickup. That one is caught, but now Middleton's going to have to take a timeout with 5 seconds to go. That one is caught by Colin Tidwell, the junior tight end. And we have a timeout on the field. 5 seconds to go in this one. Mountain View with the lead.
Good Morning Idaho starts in your neighborhood. Neighborhood news only on Idaho News 6. Reporters where you live, covering the stories that matter most to you. Your safety, your schools, your family's bottom line. Traffic in your neighborhood and weather from your corner of Idaho. Wake up with news from your neighborhood. Wake up with Roland and Sophia. Good Morning Idaho. Weekdays at 6 a.m. on Idaho News 6.
Middleton trailing by 23 points has a second down and 4. That's not important. What is important is they only have 5.1 seconds to try and get that 30 yards to get a score before the half.
Going to have to go to the end zone on this play, and if you're Mountain View, you can give up anything you want underneath. All you got to do is keep them out of the end zone. No timeouts left for Middleton. Maybe you can throw a quick out in 3 seconds to get a little bit closer, but I wouldn't take my chances. I think this has got to go to the end zone here.
And now a whistle, and now Mountain View will take the timeout. They wanted to see what Middleton put on the field, and now they will talk it over. And certainly, as you said, Leonard, not much of a discussion on what to do defensively. It's just drop everybody to about the 10-yard line and don't let anybody get behind you.
Yeah, certainly. You don't have to think much here if you're Mountain View. Don't let anybody behind you. Give up whatever you want underneath. There's not enough time for anything to happen here. If something does get caught underneath, you need to swarm to the football wherever you are on the field. And that's really as easy as it gets if you're a defense. Not a whole lot of responsibilities to think about. Don't let my guy behind me, and if I see the ball in front of me, go get that. Go make a tackle.
Rigby, the power in Eastern Idaho, now with a 10-point fourth-quarter lead over Farmington of Utah, and Cuna leading Sandpoint in the second quarter, 13-0. We'll bring you scores of other games. 5A action, Blackfoot leads Century 16-13 in the second, but not a lot of other scores reported in so far tonight. Second down, 5 seconds to go in the half. Bauman drops, pressured, flushed, throws, gets it away, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Bagley. Bagley on the return to the 30-yard line. Bagley to the 40. Bagley to midfield, finally brought down, and that's the way the first half ends on the interception by Bagley. He had a convoy trying to see if he could turn that into a touchdown, but finally brought down to end the first half with the score. The Mountain View Mavericks 30, the Middleton Vikings 7. We are at the half on the Showdown of the Week.
Yowza, how'd you catch all these? I just started banking with ICCU. ICCU? You should join. I've got a branch around the corner, and with the mobile app, I can take ICCU wherever I go. I even had someone helping me on video chat at 6 p.m. on a Friday. Now that's service.
And so now every foul ball gets hit to you.
You tell me.
Everything you need for your banking and everything you love about a credit union. ICCU. Life's greener here.
This little part of Southwest Idaho means a great deal to Kendall Auto Group. It's our home, and you are more than our customers, you're our neighbors, family, and friends. That's why the Kendall Cares program gives back hundreds of thousands of dollars to local charities and organizations that support families, children, and education. As a family-owned company, we work hard to make this an even happier, healthier, and safer place to live. Kendall, let's start something great.
Pella Windows and Doors of Boise has a brand new offer. Now through September 30th, get $350 off each window and $700 off each door. Plus, no interest and no payments for 18 months. Prepare your home for the fall season and get the full service support you deserve on your next project. Visit PellaID.com/TV to schedule your appointment today. That's PellaID.com/TV.
Welcome to Steve's Hometown Dealerships, Steve's Hometown Toyota in Ontario, and Steve's Hometown Chevrolet GMC in Fruitland. Right now, shop our biggest inventory ever and score our deepest savings of the year. We're Toyota's only 25-year President's Award winner, a 6-time GM Mark of Excellence winner, and home to an award-winning service team that puts you first. Before you buy anywhere else, give Steve's Hometown a try. You'll be so glad you did.
It's a great time of year to spruce up your yard with trees. At Victory Greens, we have a massive selection of evergreen, shade, and flowering trees to perfectly fit your needs. Right now, when you buy a tree, we'll plant it for free. That's right, whether it's 1 tree or 10. You buy the trees, just pay a single delivery fee and we'll plant them all for free. There's no additional cost, not even sales tax. This deal is too good to pass up, so visit Victory Green Stone and Garden Center on Meridian Road today.
We're at halftime here at Mountain View High School on the Showdown of the Week with Leonard Berry. I am Mark Snyder, and at the half, it is 30-7. Mountain View leading Middleton in a first half where very little went wrong, Leonard, for this Mountain View offense.
It was certainly a good first half for the Mavericks, just doing whatever they wanted, it seems, on the offensive end, moving the ball through the ground, on the air. Everything was working for them. Lots of great quarterback play from Ryder Holyfield, and Colin Foy even got in there as well. We saw Logan Pichardo get into the end zone, but it's been the pocket presence of Holyfield that has impressed me the most. Again, Mountain View talked about how they were having a quarterback battle throughout their camp going into this first game of the season, and certainly we can see why. Colin Foy has made some good plays as well, but when you look at these highlights from Holyfield, the poise in the pocket, the way he's delivered the football, spread the football around to a number of different wide receivers as well. There's a lot to like there, and it's certainly been one of the key reasons why Mountain View has this commanding lead.
Foy that time with the pass to Wagonseller, and he almost took it to the house. Wagonseller with a touchdown, Pichardo with a touchdown run, Larson with a touchdown reception, and Holyfield with a 1-yard touchdown run. When you look on the other side of the coin, though, as you see the Hollyfield touchdown run late in the first half, not much gone right so far from Middleton. They've had a bit of a challenge getting their offense on track, but a lot of that goes to this very efficient Mountain View defense.
It certainly is efficient. It's one of the best defenses in the state, and that has been on full display. It's certainly one of the best defenses in the league. And it's a lot of players who are making debuts at the varsity level. Their head coach was very excited. Brian Compton was talking up a lot of new contributors, new faces all over the place coming from the JV and freshman level, and we've seen that, but you even see a guy like Harrison Bagley getting in there with the interception to end the half. And it was set up by one of those newcomers. Conrad Castleton was the one who put the pressure on, hit Bauman, and set up that wobbly pass, and that is why Mountain View leads Middleton by 23.
We're at the half. It is a 23-point lead for the Mavericks. More from Mountain View High School after we take this timeout on the Showdown of the week.
After a serious car accident, you only get one chance to settle your case. Don't guess what it's worth.
Our job is to uncover every loss, from medical bills and missed work to the impact the accident has on your future.
Then we fight the insurance company to make sure you don't leave money on the table.
Craig Swap & Associates. One call, that's all. Call Craig Swap & Associates today. Let us make your recovery simple.
208-999-9999.
College or career? Classroom or real work? Your future isn't a straight line. It's what you build. At College of Western Idaho, start with a foundation that carries forward. Transfer on or step straight into a career. Because the right education doesn't hold you to one direction. It prepares you for whatever comes next. College of Western Idaho. Let's get started.
At Farm Bureau Insurance of Idaho, family is the foundation of everything we do, because it's home for our families too. We've built our reputation on a deep commitment to helping families grow. From the first car to the first home, we're here for all the moments that shape Idaho lives, because to us, family means everything, and protecting yours is our promise. Farm Bureau Insurance of Idaho, rooted in family, built for Idaho.
Good Morning Idaho starts in your neighborhood. Neighborhood news only on Idaho News 6. Reporters where you live, covering the stories that matter most to you. Your safety, your schools, your family's bottom line. Traffic in your neighborhood, and weather from your corner of Idaho. Wake up with news from your neighborhood. Wake up with Roland and Sophia. Good Morning Idaho. Weekdays at 6 a.m. on Idaho News 6.
See how amazing pavers can change your outdoor living spaces. At Victory Greens, we are your Basalite Pavers headquarters. We can help you bring your outdoor spaces to life. With the area's largest selection, guaranteed lowest prices, and local delivery, there's no better time than now to get your backyard in shape. Victory Greens, your Basalite Pavers headquarters. Located off Amity Road and Meridian. And remember, we deliver.
Good crowd on hand here at Mountain View High School, and so far they like what they see, although you're looking at the Middleton fans, and they're not quite as happy. 30-7, their team trailing Mountain View at the half. Fans, you can support West Ada schools and win some incredible prizes with the West Ada School District Fall Fundraiser. Now through September 4th, purchase your $50 raffle tickets, and when you buy 4, you'll get a 5th ticket free. Great prizes including a 2026 Nissan Rogue SV, a Polaris Razor Trail, a Polaris 450 ATV, plus packages from Shields, a Seattle Seahawks experience, an e-bike, gift cards, and plenty more. Best of all, proceeds directly benefit the West Ada school or program that you choose. Get your tickets today by going to westada.org/fundraiser. Winners will be announced September 14th. A great way to support West Ada School District, the school of your choice, and some killer prizes.
Seriously, my high school wouldn't even send us to Portland Trailblazers games, and we were 8 miles away. And these guys are giving away Seattle Seahawks experience. You know, 10 hours away. I mean, come on, that's a killer deal. And a Nissan Rogue.
Yeah, a car, some
$30,000 car for
Polaris side-by-side.
So where can I buy the tickets?
Yeah, well, it was go to westada.org/fundraiser. Buy 4 and get your 5th one free. And it supports a good cause here at the West Ada School District. And we appreciate everybody here at Mountain View for hosting us tonight for the Showdown of the Week. Halftime continues after we take this break.
Welcome to Steve's Hometown Dealerships, Steve's Hometown Toyota in Ontario, and Steve's Hometown Chevrolet GMC in Fruitland. Right now, shop our biggest inventory ever and score our deepest savings of the year. We're Toyota's only 25-year President's Award winner, a 6-time GM Mark of Excellence winner, and home to an award-winning service team that puts you first. Before you buy anywhere else, give Steve's Hometown a try. You'll be so glad you did.
This little part of Southwest Idaho means a great deal to Kendall Auto Group. It's our home, and you are more than our customers, you're our neighbors, family, and friends. That's why the Kendall Cares program gives back hundreds of thousands of dollars to local charities and organizations that support families, children, and education. As a family-owned company, we work hard to make this an even happier, healthier, and safer place to live. Kendall, let's start something great.
Pella Windows and Doors of Boise has a brand new offer. Now through September 30th, get $350 off each window and $700 off each door. Plus, no interest and no payments for 18 months. Prepare your home for the fall season and get the full service support you deserve on your next project. Visit PellaID.com/TV to schedule your appointment today. That's PellaID.com/TV.
College or career? Classroom or real work? Your future isn't a straight line. It's what you build. At College of Western Idaho, start with a foundation that carries forward. Transfer on or step straight into a career. Because the right education doesn't hold you to one direction. It prepares you for whatever comes next. College of Western Idaho. Let's get started.
Every December, Boise becomes the stage where underdogs, stars, and future pros rise. Plays that flip the field, moments that flip careers, and a crowd that shows what college football is all about. They don't just play for the trophy, they play for their story. The Famous Idaho Potato Bowl, where legends start growing.
First week of the season for Mountain View and Middleton shows the home team, the Mavericks, leading 30-7 with Leonard Berry. I am Mark Snyder, and of course this kicks off a long season of high school football. And we take a look at Mountain View's next game, their season schedule. They take on Spanish Springs from Nevada, and then at Madison, a powerhouse on the east side of the state, on September 11th, before coming back for SIC play against the Cuna Cavemen at Timberline to take on last year's surprise team, the Wolves. Then another road trip to Donna Larson Park to take on the Capital Eagles. A home game against Meridian. Tough one out of Waihe, and then the season ends right here, the Showdown against their rivals, the Rocky Mountain Grizzlies. And when Rocky Mountain and Mountain View get together to play for that Kreiner Trophy, all bets are off.
They certainly are, and when you take a look at this schedule, Mountain View is really doing their hardest here to test themselves in this regular season so they will be ready for the playoffs, especially scheduling that game against Spanish Springs out in Nevada. But as you know, Mark, the 6A SIC is no easy feat. A lot of really talented teams in this conference, and Mountain View preseason poll favorites by the coaches to win the Foothills division, but it's not necessarily going to be easy.
Of course, the division winners of the Foothills and the River get the 1 and 2 seeds in the state tournament. We'll take a look at this Middleton Viking team. They also play at Madison. That's next week before three home games. Kuna, Eagle, and then they drop down to play the 5A Bishop Kelly Knights, but don't let anybody fool you. Bishop Kelly is anything but a 5A team. Then they are at Boise and Bora and Capital, 3 straight games against the teams from Boise, as Bora, Boise, and Capital host them at Donna Larson Park, and then they end the season at home against the Owyhee Storm on the 23rd. And as I mentioned, they no longer have an SIC 6A championship game. In the past, the winners of the River and Foothills divisions would play. They then would name a league champion, and the winner would get the top seed from the league in the state tournament. The coaches decided that game really wasn't worth playing because they wanted to not hurt a team going into the state playoffs. So the way it works now is the top team from the from the River and the Foothills, they get the top 2 seeds depending on their Max Prep rankings. And then the next 3 best teams, according to the Max Prep ratings, regardless of division, will qualify for the state tournament, as the SIC guaranteed 5 slots in the state tournament. And they will use Max Preps this year to fully seed the teams and determine their playoff position. Now, one thing also, Leonard, as you take away that last game of the year, the championship game, they used to do the crossover games where a team from the Foothills would play a team from the River, and they would use that to figure out seeding and qualification for the state tournament. That also has gone away. So a different look this year in the Southern Idaho Conference as the season progresses. We'll have to see how that plays into strategy for coaches, knowing you really want to win your division. You know, you finish second or third, you're not even guaranteed a spot in the state tournament.
Certainly a lot of changes and a lot to be aware of, but I think the sentiment kind of rings true that always has ring true. Win your games.
Exactly.
Beat
who's in front of you.
Yep. Beat who is in front of you. Don't have to worry about rankings. Don't have to worry about outside noise. If you win the games that you can win, you don't have to worry about any of that. So winning the divisions this year is certainly going to be imperative for both the River and the Foothill divisions. But it's not going to be easy. We talked a lot about how deep this 6A SIC conference is, and we're looking at a couple of the best teams right here. Mountain View Mavericks projected to finish 3rd overall by the coaches. Middleton projected to finish 4th. This was the preseason rankings. Rocky Mountain, the favorites according to the coaches, and then Eagle.
Of course, Rocky Mountain with a new head coach after many years, Scott Kreiner stepping down. So it's always an adjustment when a new coach comes in. And right now, they are playing Owyhee and leading in the second quarter 21-0 over the Storm. Some other scores, Boise now 2-0 on the season. They went up to Coeur d'Alene and beat Lake City last week 14-13. They're now 2-0 with a win last night against Capital 42-27. Second quarter, Meridian leading Bora 7-6. At the half, Eagle up on Timberline. Eagle playing their second game, Timberline, and their return after losing 6 players to Division I. They're trailing 12-7. That Rocky score we gave you, and Kuna leading Sandpoint in the third quarter 14-0. So the season off to a roaring start, and it'll be interesting to see after tonight how the state rankings change if Mountain View is able to continue this momentum that they have with a 23-point halftime lead, where that vaults them up perhaps in the rankings.
Certainly helps having a dominant performance against one of your cross-division rivals here in the first half, but can they maintain the momentum? Are they going to come out of halftime even more energized and put the pedal to the metal and put Middleton away? Or has Middleton made the necessary adjustments? And are they going to come out here in the second half and potentially show a little bit of spark, a little bit of life on offense that makes this a competitive game going into the fourth quarter?
We showed you the schedules for these two teams. One other important schedule note we want to let you know. Next week, Friday night, the showdown of the week will be an intrastate affair. The Sumner, Washington team comes in to play at Eagle High School in what should be an interesting test for the Mustangs as they host Sumner, Washington. We'll have that for you right here on the showdown of the week next Friday night.
I'm really looking forward to that one, Mark. I know Sumner pretty well from my time in the 4A GSHL. Sumner was one of those teams just outside of Tacoma in 3A. Always good. A lot of talent to pick from in that Tacoma area up in King County. So really excited to see how Eagle performs against them.
Second half is underway, and that kick sails out of the end zone for a touchback. And so the second half gets underway with the Mavericks leading 30-7, and they will get the ball at their 20-yard line.
This is a drive right here where you're really going to learn what you're made of on both sides. I know it's only the start of the second quarter, but the Middleton Vikings have to come out and get a stop right here, find a way to force this Mountain View offense to punt the football, something they haven't done all game to this point.
The drives for Mountain View: touchdown, 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 touchdown. 4 possessions, 4 scores. Handoff to Pichardo, and a good start for the defense as he is wrapped up and dropped by Eli Duloff, the 6'2 junior.
Yep, screaming in right off the edge there. You see he's reading, read option. Am I crashing? Am I staying home based on what the quarterback does? Holyfield decides to hand it off to Pichardo, and screaming down from the edge to make the tackle there is Ireland.
Yeah, excuse me, that was Kia Ireland, not Duloff. Second down after the loss to the 18. Passes caught and then finally pushed back and turned over, and they're going to give the ball to Middleton. Fumbled on the play, and Middleton gets that stop, Leonard, you said they needed. I did not see who came up with the ball. Let's watch it again. The pass was caught, and there's the fumble, and it was taken away. I did not see the defender come in and take the ball away as the pass was completed to Nielsen, and the thievery, and Middleton gets the stop they so desperately needed.
It was Bryson Wadsworth who came up right there after the reception by Liam Nielsen. Wadsworth just came in, started ripping at that football. He finally gets a little bit of help from his teammates while he's trying to rip it away. It pops out and lands right in his breadbasket. This is a great opportunity for the Vikings.
They will start at the 25-yard line. Throw to the end zone is overthrown, incomplete.
Very dangerous throw right there from Bauman. Right after your team gets a turnover, he nearly turns it over. Kaminsky there, Talon Kaminsky, the wide receiver, did not have a step. And in fact, was running right into the safety. And that very easily could have been intercepted if it wasn't overthrown.
There is a flag at the 20-yard line on the far side of the field. Let's see what that flag is about. Okay, it's a sideline warning. So no yardage marked off, but they have been sternly warned.
They certainly have. So they will, and we got another flag.
Now another one. And they're pointing at somebody on the Middleton sideline. Maybe this time they mean it. Let's see. Wow. That's a killer. An unsportsmanlike conduct against the Middleton bench. That's going to push them back 15 yards. Puts them back at the 40-yard line. And after getting that big turnover, that is not what you want to have happen. And now Middleton shooting themselves in the foot with a sideline warning. Perhaps somebody disagreed with the sideline warning and said the magic words. We don't know exactly what happened, but it's now second down and 25.
I mean, that'll drive a head coach absolutely insane. It'll drive the starters insane. Yeah. When you're out there trying to make something happen and somebody who's not even on the field loses you 15 yards.
Bauman hands the ball off to Moore, and he is hit and pushed back. And there's the flag. Now the question is the penalty against Xander Buck for more aggressive defense, or the offensive player more for pushing him away after the whistle blew and being spun around? So let's see who the flag is against. I would have to say Buck would be the candidate for sort of instigating and not releasing. You heard some fans in front of us yelling to let him go. He initially made a nice play, and now let's hear what the call is.
I didn't even see offsetting penalties here.
No, perhaps.
I'd call it against both guys.
The run was to the 45-yard line. And you were right, Leonard, offsetting penalties. So a loss on the play to the 41. And we watch it again. Moore took exception to Buck and kind of lashed out at him. I don't know. I would have given it to the defense, but
I mean, Buck's holding him way too long after the whistle goes, so that's one penalty. And then Moore takes a swing at his helmet, and that's going to always get you a penalty if a ref sees that. So after that lengthy discussion, I felt that it had to be offsetting.
And now a whistle. What now?
Some fans in the stands ask the same
question. The back judge with the whistle stopped the play, and his responsibility is the play clock. So maybe they neglected to That was a third down because of the dead ball. It was post play, so now it's 3rd and 26. That explains it. 3rd down. Bauman over the middle, caught. Not going to be nearly enough for the first down on the pass completed to Kaminsky. And that brings up 4th and long at the 32-yard line after the 9-yard gain. And let's see what Middleton opts to do, and it looks like they're going to keep the offense on the field. Bridger Smith, the second-string quarterback, comes in as a receiver, and he's flanked out to the near side. So perhaps a trick play with your second-string quarterback on the line. No, it's not. Rolling right, Bauman on the run, throws, and it's incomplete. Kaminsky wants the flag, and it comes in very late.
I mean, if we thought the one flag on the block in the back came in late, that one came in the next decade.
The back judge threw that flag extremely late.
Middleton might be getting bailed out here.
Well, it's a pass interference for 15 yards, but it's not sufficient for the first down, but it makes the 4th down play 4th and about 2 instead of what was 4th and a whole bunch.
If I'm Middleton head coach Bill Brock, I certainly don't know how I feel about this drive. There have been a lot of negatives for Middleton, and there have also been a very decent amount of help.
Moore in the backfield with Bauman. Gets the snap. He will follow Moore's block. He will get the first down. Just outside the 11-yard line. Call it the 12. 5-yard gain and a first down. This drive started quite a while ago at the 25. Went back to the 40, back and forth. And now it is 1st and 10 at the 12 for the Vikings.
Still an opportunity for Middleton to capitalize, and that's what they have to take advantage of right here.
Moore on the left side, and there's movement by the right side of the line. As Bo Wheeler flinched, that's his second false start. That makes it 1st and 15.
These are certainly the type of things you expect to see on week 1. Just usually you see them in the first quarter.
Yeah.
It feels like we saw it pretty clean first and second quarter from both of these teams. in regards to the week 1 sloppiness. But here coming out of the locker room, it seems like the energy has certainly shifted.
1st and 15 at the 17 for the Vikings. Bauman rolls, throws, and it's just a little too far out of the reach of his intended receiver, Lowe on the right side. Lowe had a step, but the pass a little too far to the side, and Isaac, as you watch it here, could not reel it in. He was open if the pass had been delivered a little more accurately.
It was a really solid route right there. Got himself open. Plenty of space for Bauman to deliver the ball, but just couldn't connect. And these are the opportunities Middleton's got to take advantage of here. Down 23 points, you can't afford to make miscues on offense.
Bauman, the second-year starter, drops, fakes. Now he's in trouble, dances away, gets a block from Wheeler. Now he'll run it himself to the 15, spun down and dropped at about the 11.
Nice moves by Bauman there in the pocket, showing off the footwork, keeping his eyes downfield, trying to find somebody, and then realizing that it's just purely tuck and run. It's time to go into escape mode, but a great tackle there. Harrison Bagley, the senior leader on the defense, he knows how to bring down a quarterback in the open field, and he shows it off right there.
5-yard pickup brings up 3rd down and 9. Bauman under center now. Rolls right. Chase throws. Has a man in the corner of the end zone, but he's out of bounds. Isaac Lowe was there but couldn't get his foot down, and it's incomplete.
That was a nice toss by Bauman. We'll see on this second look how close this was. I thought he had a couple of different opportunities. They just couldn't drag the toe there in the corner for Isaac Lowe. He also had Cash Goff wide open in the flat there as well. He might have been able to get into the end zone on a catch and run. So Bauman trying to take the shot. Maybe could have taken the check down because now it is 4th down.
4th down and long at the 11-yard line. Bauman to the corner of the end zone, and it's overthrown, incomplete. Intended for Kaminsky. And back there defensively, Christian Bybee.
This is a really nice ball by Bauman. He puts it where only his receiver can get to it, and Talon Kaminsky does get fingertips on it, but unfortunately cannot reel it in, and that is a missed opportunity for Middleton, and one I think they are going to regret as this game progresses on here, Mark.
8:07 to go as the ball is turned over on downs, and now we will see this Mountain View offense back on the field after turning it over their last possession, but not paying the price for it. And it's 1st and 10 at the 11-yard line. Not great field position for Hollyfield, who takes the snap, rolls right, looks, throws as a man wide open on the near sideline, and it's caught by Boomer Larson.
There is just such great trust between Hollyfield and all of his pass catchers. You could see it there. Larson turns his route upfield, just breaks the play off, and Hollyfield knows, wait for him, hit him on the run in stride, and it sets up a nice chunk gain.
20 yards on the gain. 1st down for the Mavericks. Pichardo tries the left side and doesn't get very far. Coming up to make the stop for the Middleton Vikings defensively, Kia Ireland, who we've called his name a lot today, the junior, very active with that stop. Gain of only 1.
Ireland certainly played well tonight. He's helped out in the backfield, gotten some pressure on Hollyfield. Problem for Middleton is just Hollyfield has evaded the pressure so well.
Quick hitter is caught, and close to a 1st down as Denton Wilson drags a couple defenders with him, and he'll be a little slow getting up. Looks like he's perhaps cramping a little bit. So they will tend to Denton Wilson, the 6'2" senior, with the diving catch and the first down yardage to the Mountain View 48-yard line.
And you can tell these Middleton corners, they are afraid of getting beat over the top, so they are giving so much cushion at the line, and that is allowing the Mavericks to run these 5-yard hitches and these little curl routes or slants and just have Holyfield 3-step drop, hit his back foot, get the ball out, and pick up 5 yards just on the pass, along with adding whatever they can get after the catch. So it's 30-7. Mountain View leads Middleton here on the Showdown of the Week.
At Idaho News 6, our stories begin with you. We have a reporter dedicated to your neighborhood, connecting to you, listening to you.
Because there's no better way to tell your story than to tell it together.
Idaho News 6, your neighborhood news station.
Dear Rob, we love your dog ads, but we'd like to see one with cats. Sincerely, Cat Lover. Okay. Get 0% financing for up to 75 months during the Subaru A Lot to Love event.
30-7 with 6:57 to go, third quarter. Mountain View still on top of Middleton as Denton Wilson getting 10-2 on the trainer's table, getting the massage on his cramp. Here's Holyfield rolling left, throwing, finding a man inside Middleton territory. That catch made by Boomer Larson, who's been a favorite target tonight.
He certainly has, and Mountain View just makes this look so easy. I mean, this is a left side bootleg for a right-handed quarterback. Holyfield just sets his feet, delivers a strike. You pick up 8 yards, you go about your day, and you fight on here on 2nd and 2.
Just like they draw it up. The ball's on the deck, and falling on it is Holyfield. He tried to get the handoff to Raleigh Levi as we watch it again, and just could not get the handle and falls on it for a loss back to the 49-yard line of Mountain View. So a loss of 2 on the play, and that brings up 3rd and 4. Clock running, 5:40 to go, third quarter. Almost the second turnover this half against the Vikings, against the Mavericks. There's a deep throw, and there is an easy touchdown to Wagensteller. He is in 51 yards. And Holyfield with the touchdown.
And that is exactly what Middleton was afraid of. I just mentioned it. They were afraid getting beat over the top, but this is not even just getting beat over the top. This is an utterly blown coverage. There is nobody on the right side. There's no corner. There's no safety lined up against Trip Wagensteller, and it is a waltz in the park for Ryder Holyfield, who hits him right between the numbers for Wagensteller's 2nd touchdown of the night.
And Chase Dowdle to try to add the 37th point, which he does with the left foot. Timeout on the field, 5:26 to go here in the third quarter. It is all Mountain View as the Mavericks are on top of the Vikings from Middleton, 37-7.
Studies show that having lots of books at home is one of the best ways to help a child succeed in school and beyond. That's why the Scripps Howard Fund started the If You Give a Child a Book campaign.
So please, if you could give a child a book today,
we would be so grateful.
Three minutes and 41 seconds on that scoring drive for the Mavericks, as you see Trip Wagenseller's 2nd touchdown of the night wide open, and it's 37-7 as Mountain View has scored again. Their first points of the second half. The kick, short, fielded it at the 15-yard line. 20, 25 to the 30-yard line, still on his feet, and finally brought down is Dustin Caseberg with a nice return out to the 35-yard line, where Middleton will start.
Better field position for Middleton on this drive here. Certainly not nearly as good as what they had on the last drive, but they will certainly take starting from the 35. Shorter field to go. They've got to get into the end zone on this drive, get some more points on the board here if they want to find a way to compete in the fourth quarter, because right now, with 5:18 left in the third, time is against them while they face a 30-point deficit here.
2 minutes, 41 seconds on that touchdown drive. It went 89 yards. A big play, the 51-yard bomb to Wagonseller. Now it's first down for Bauman. Rolls left. This is Max Johansson with the ball, and he is met and pushed out of bounds on the sweep, and he will lose 2.
Just absolutely nothing doing for Middleton on these runs. At the start of the game, they were getting some push and they were getting some motion on the fly, sweeps, confusing some linebackers and corners. Really, ever since that first drive, it has been nothing like that. The D-line has been pushing the O-line back and giving them absolutely no running room, which has put them in these second and third and long situations.
Jake Julian, Cole Dowdy, Sloan Stevens, Conrad Castleton, the 4 down linemen for this Maverick defense, as Bauman over the middle, right through the hands of the intended receiver, Colin Tidwell, who was open, but the pass a little behind him. A well-thrown ball would have been big yardage.
You can see the frustration there from Tidwell after that ball hit off his hands. He's trying to run straight down the seam. He has to adjust for a ball thrown behind him. It's not an easy catch, certainly, for him, and that's just one of those things that we have seen tonight for Middleton. The execution just has not been there to the same level that Mountain View has had, and that's why we see such a big gap on the scoreboard. Middleton has had opportunities. They just haven't been able to take advantage of them at the level they need to at the moment.
3rd and 12. Bauman rolls right, looking, stops, throws, and it should have been picked off. Christian Bybee had that one hit him in the hands. And I'll tell you, Leonard, when you look at these two quarterbacks, you would think that the guy in the dark jersey was starting his second year as a quarterback, and the guy in the white jersey was a first-year starter, the way they've played kind of head-to-head.
Yeah, certainly when you look at this game overall, it has been a tale of two quarterbacks. And right there, I mean, for Christian Bybee, freshman, getting the start here tonight, nearly had his first career interception and just barely missed it.
Boomer Larson back to receive, stands at his 31-yard line. Middleton only had 10 on the field, so they get that extra blocker in as Isaac Lowe joins the party. Line drive kick bounces at the 45. Larson's going to let it go. It takes a Middleton hop, flag down at about the 45-yard line. About 4 players kind of came together and converged. So the ball is down at the 27, but now let's check the laundry on the field and see how that affects the start of this drive.
I think the Mavericks might be getting 15 yards of free help based on just what I saw on the field, but we'll see what the refs decide.
The live ball penalty. They're going to flag the Mountain View Mavericks for a hold on the return, so that's going to push them back, and they will now start this drive at the 17-yard line with 4:47 to go, and they start deep. But the last drive they started the 11, and it only took him 6 plays to score, so I don't think the Mavericks are going to be concerned about the field position.
It's been the chunk plays for Mountain View. We have seen every drive. They're picking up 20-plus yards on at least one play. First play of the drive, second play of the drive, fourth play of the drive. They'll find a 20-yarder. 20-plus yarder, really, is what we've seen tonight.
Holyfield has Bear Scott in the backfield, hands it to him, and he is upended, but not before he comes close to a first down. Johansson with the stop, and that is first down yardage to the 28. So 11-yard pickup by junior Bear Scott, wearing number 19. He stays in the backfield. Gets the handoff again. This time eludes the first at the line. Scoots through a hole and is brought down near midfield. And Middleton, lucky they didn't get a face mask. It looked like somebody may have grabbed Scott's face mask as he hit the line, but it was not detected. But it's a first down at midfield.
And you know what
Watch
else?
this one again, right there.
Yeah, nearly a face mask right on the first attempted tackler. But what it is right there is a 21-yard gain.
There's your chunk play again.
And a chunk play. We see it every single drive for Mountain View. They are ripping off big yardage at some point with 4:06 left here in the third quarter. They are up 37-7 over Middleton here on the Showdown of the Week as we take a quick break.
Good Morning Idaho starts in your neighborhood. Neighborhood news only on Idaho News 6. Reporters where you live, covering the stories that matter most to you. Your safety, your schools, your family's bottom line. Traffic in your neighborhood, and weather from your corner of Idaho. Wake up with news from your neighborhood. Wake up with Roland and Sophia. Good Morning Idaho. Weekdays at 6 a.m. on Idaho News 6.
First and 10 at midfield for the Mavericks. And on the carry, his first carry of the career is Raleigh Levi, 6-foot freshman. And he gets 5 yards, and coaches will be happy if everything is 5 yards a chunk.
And they'll be really happy to see, too, that Raleigh learned from his mistake when he flubbed the handoff last time. So nice to see the coaches have this much trust in a freshman to put him back out there after he fumbled his first ever handoff attempt.
He's a big kid, too. He gets the fake to him as Holyfield will slide down. They mark it where he starts the slide, and that's at the 43-yard line for just a 2-yard gain.
The back judge over there started walking past the chains, and I thought that was a very generous spot considering where Holyfield started and then ended up on the ground.
Raleigh Levi, 6 foot 215, and he is solid. Now Foy comes in at quarterback. As you saw Holyfield come out, an interesting time on 3rd and 3 to bring back Colin Foy. One of the 4 quarterbacks battled in preseason camp. He hands the ball off, and there's a big hole and a first down, and then some. That carry by Scott, Bear Scott with the first down. Johansson with another spot, but the first down run to the 28-yard line. And everybody they put in is working.
Yeah, and sometimes you have to grind out yardage, and other times you just take yardage for free, and that's certainly what's happening tonight.
Foy with the play fake, throws, and it bounces off the helmet of his intended receiver. Out there, Boomer Larson. So just the second incomplete pass of the game by this Maverick offense. You watch this one again, and it looked like it doinked off his helmet.
Yeah, the throw there going off the head of the corner. It was a nice wheel route there by Boomer Larson, but he took it a little bit too wide, and then it kind of forced Foy to have to try to throw it up and over the corner instead of up the field.
This is Scott over the left side, gets a hole. Scott dragged down shy of the first down. Jackson Dixon makes the stop from his linebacker position, the 5'8" senior. And the 5-yard gain makes it 3rd down and about 5 yards to go for Colin Foy, the second senior quarterback to see some action tonight. He takes the short drop, steps up, throws, incomplete. The receiver out there wanted a flag. Boomer Larson put both hands up in the air, which is pretty much what every receiver does when the pass is overthrown, hoping that maybe he can get a defensive holding penalty, but no flag came out. And now it's 4th and 5 with 1:03 to go in the quarter, and it looks like Colin Foy is going to stay on the field, and they're going to go for it on 4th down at the 23.
And that, he certainly wasn't going to get pass interference on that because that ball was uncatchable.
Foy drops, throws, caught, and it'll be a 1st down, and Boomer Larson goes down to pick that one up for the 1st down at the 15-yard line. Gain of 8.
This is how you know you have a good scheme as a coaching staff. You can just flip-flop your quarterbacks in and out, sometimes even in the middle of the drive.
Yeah.
And there is absolutely no drop-off from one to another. That is a great scheme.
They mark him at the 16, so it's 1st and 10 at the 16 as we approach 30 seconds in the half. Bear Scott stays in the backfield as the runner. And now looks like an offside or an encroachment penalty against Middleton. And that's going to cost them 5 yards and bring the ball down to the 11.
Penalties have been super costly for Middleton so far tonight. When they've had good field position, it's cost them. They've given Mountain View plenty of free extra yards at the end of plays.
Foy guns it out to the left side. Caught out there and dropped is Dakota Smith, his first catch of the game. And that will bring us to the end of the 3rd quarter. Dakota Smith with the reception. And we will be back after we take this timeout. After 3 quarters, it's Mountain View 37, Middleton 7.
Woof! That's another one. How have you hit every green light?
Well, I just started banking with ICCU.
ICCU?
Yeah, it's the kind of banking only a credit union can provide. It's high-tech and personal all at the same time. I get notifications for deposits, fraud alerts, rewards on my everyday purchases.
It's red, 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 red!
It'll turn. I even got a great rate on this new car.
And that magically turns all the lights green for you?
You tell me.
Everything you need for your banking and everything you love about a credit union. ICCU. Life's greener here.
Every December, Boise becomes the stage where underdogs, stars, and future pros rise. Plays that flip the field, moments that flip careers, and a crowd that shows what college football is all about. They don't just play for the trophy, they play for their story. The Famous Idaho Potato Bowl, where legends start growing.
Welcome back to Mountain View High School. Fans, you can support West Ada Schools and win some incredible prizes with the West Ada School District Fall Fundraiser. We'll tell you more about that here after this play. It's 2nd down. They mark the ball at the 7. The handoff to Bear Scott, and he is brought down inside the 5. And he will get enough for the 1st down. So support West Ada Schools and win some incredible prizes with the West Ada School District Fall Fundraiser. Now through September 4th, purchase your $50 raffle tickets. When you buy 4, you'll get a 5th ticket free. We'll tell you more about the prizes here after this play. Now there's a timeout taken by Middleton. Thank you very much, Coach. So prizes include a 2026 Nissan Rogue SV, a Polaris Razor Trail, a Polaris 450 ATV, plus Shields packages, a Seattle Seahawks experience, an e-bike, gift cards galore, and much, much more. Best of all, proceeds directly benefit the West Ada school or program that you choose. Get your tickets today. Write this down. westada.org/fundraiser. That's westada.org/fundraiser. And winners will be announced on September 14th.
Every time I look at that graphic, I'm genuinely more shocked at the prizes that they're giving away. I will go enter after this game ends.
First and goal at the 3. Buy 4 tickets, get the 5th free, so you...
Screaming deal.
Yeah. I don't win anything, though, so I don't know. I've got very bad luck.
Neither do I, but I'll take the chance. I would take any of those prizes.
I could use a new car. That would be nice.
I don't even need the car, but I'll take it. I'll do something with it.
There you go. First and goal at the 3 for Mountain View. Under center is Foy. Scott in the backfield by himself. Gets the handoff, goes over the left side, dives over, and is he in? No, he's down to the 1.
Really nice tackle right there by Eli Duloff. He kind of got ran over by his blocker there on the offensive line, but he still managed to grab some jersey and just drag down Bear Scott with him. Save a touchdown. Yeah, he got bowled over right there by Grady Petrick, the 6'5", 250-pound junior.
Second and goal. Scott tries it again, spins and scores. Touchdown for Mountain View. Bear Scott.
There is a flag.
But there is a flag. It's a hold against the Mavericks, and that'll wipe out the touchdown. Bear Scott's first touchdown negated as we watch it again. I think they may have gotten the center, 50, or the left guard, Jaden Ponce.
It looked like he kind of locked arms and just fell down with the D tackle there. So that'll push him back. But still second and manageable here. Second and goal from just outside the 10-yard line.
Scott stays in the backfield with Foy, who drops back. Looks, throws, tried to thread the needle, and it was incomplete. Intended there for his receiver, Trip Wagonseller, who's got a couple touchdowns tonight. And that one just a little too fine trying to thread the needle, and it's incomplete. Third and goal.
Jackson Rosty's going to be kicking himself that he didn't have an interception. Take it back for a touchdown there. He just didn't react in time. Otherwise, he would have had his hands on that and been off to the races.
Foy rolls right, looks, throws into the end zone. Caught for the touchdown. And it's Boomer Larson with the touchdown.
Nice rollout there. A lot of options on this sail concept. You got Liam Nielsen going underneath. Then you got 2 guys deeper there with Dakota Smith as kind of the deep turnaround. And then bang, all of a sudden, Boomer Larson sneaks in, coming across the field. And he gets his hands up, brings it in, and secures another Mavericks touchdown.
And Dowdle's extra point is good. Timeout on the field. It's now 44-7. Mountain View on top early in the fourth quarter here on the Showdown of the week.
At Idaho News 6, our stories begin with you. That's why we have a reporter dedicated to your neighborhood.
Living down the street, shopping in the same stores.
Caring about the same issues that affect your family.
Housing costs, jammed roads, school safety, and paying bills every month. Connecting to you, listening to you.
That's what fuels our passion and our purpose.
Because there's no better way to tell your story than to tell it together.
Idaho News 6, your neighborhood news station.
Foy to Larson caps an 83-yard, 14-play drive in 5:57, making it 44-7. So Mountain View's touchdown drives tonight, 52, 80, 55, 51, 89, and 83. They have been very efficient on the offensive side of the ball tonight.
And we've talked about it all night. It's just chunk play after chunk play. It's not 3 yards, 2 yards, 5 yards. No, it's 5 yards, 20 yards, 30 yards, and then they're in the end zone.
At the 5, this is Caseburg. Nice return for Dustin, and he carries it out to the 30-yard line, and then flags fly again, and you have to think maybe some emotions getting the better of things right now. The return was to the 31. Now let's check the flag. The dead ball, unsportsmanlike against Middleton. So that 15 negates the good return.
And Middleton is certainly well over 200 yards of penalties tonight with all these unsportsmanlikes, the sideline warnings. It's just really hurt them as you see them getting chippy in the back there, well behind where the tackle was actually made.
First and 10 at their 16-yard line for this Viking offense. And that one caught, but on the ground is the receiver, Caseburg, so he will only get to the 20 for a 4-yard gain.
And this score will probably serve as an eye-opener for plenty of these teams across the state. Again, Mountain View came in to this game, number 5 team in the state, mostly due to the fact that they have some really solid returning defensive starters.
Bauman, that's a lateral. That ball is backwards. It's picked up. They're going to rule an incomplete pass, but I think that's the bad call. I believe that was a lateral. Wow. Break for Middleton because that ball looked like it was thrown backwards, which would have made it a live ball, a fumble. Let's look at it again. The quarterback is at about the 13, and that pass goes back to the 10 or 11. That was a fumble in my book, but Middleton gets the benefit of the call. Bauman lofts it into double coverage, and it's caught. No, it's not. Caseburg almost came down with it in double coverage, but it's incomplete, brings up 4th down.
That was a really nice ball by Bauman. I mean, he double clutches here, gets a lot of loft under it, and then it's just bobbled around. It was nearly, again, intercepted by Christian Bybee. He had another chance at it after it bounced off the hands of Caseburg, but in this situation, you're still going to be set up with good field position, regardless of whether or not that would have been an interception or this turns into a punt. But at this point, down 44-7, if you're Middleton, I don't really think you have anything to lose. You might as well go for it here, even this deep in your own territory.
Final score, Eagle beats Timberline. The Mustangs now 2-0. They beat the Wolves 32-14. Or a lead trailing Meridian 28-6, the latest score we had in the third quarter. At the half, Rocky Mountain 21-0 over Owyhee. Fourth quarter, Sandpoint now taking lead over Cuna 15-14. And back to receive at the 45-yard line for Mountain View. Larson, he lets this one bounce, and it will roll out of bounds. And that's where Mountain View will take over with another offensive possession here in this football game. And they have been maddeningly efficient, if you will. They have scored a touchdown on all but one drive, and that was because they fumbled after a reception.
And the average field position for Mountain View, so for tonight, for starting their drives, has to be the 40-yard line.
Right.
I mean,
well, they've started at, the 48, the 20, 45, 49, 20, 11, 17, and now 43. So it's been good, let's just say. Foy stays in the game, swings it out to the right side. Nice catch and run by Will Miles, and he takes it into Middleton territory for a big pickup. There's another chunk play, Leonard, you were talking about.
Yeah, the senior Will Miles getting involved, first touch of the game, and what does he do? Go for 12 yards on a little swing screen there, just a little halfback swing screen. Nothing fancy, just put the ball in the hands of guys who can make plays and let them make plays after the catch, and that's exactly what we've seen from Mountain View. 3-step drops, get the ball out, get your playmakers in space, and let them take advantage.
Now some confusion by Mountain View, I think. Are they calling a timeout? Well, they had an extra player on the field, and now joining the party for the first time tonight, it looks like, is Cody Perrin at wide receiver. So they've sorted out the lineup. First down play. This is a handoff and not much there for Miles. He is wrapped up just after he crossed the line of scrimmage. So it'll be 2nd and 10. No gain on that one. Clock running, 9:22 to go in this one. Don't forget, Sumner, Washington at Eagles Mustangs. Next week's battle as the showdown of the week continues. Don't want to miss that one. What are the Sumner mascot? What are they? Test your memory there, Mr. Barry.
That's a good question.
Got some time to work on that one. Foy drops his blitz, gets it away, and throws it wide. Intended for Max McBride. Good pressure that time by Middleton, forcing Foy to release it before he wanted to. And so that will bring up a 3rd down play. Efforting, as they say, efforting.
I thought it was the Spartans, but I was like, that just sounds too on the nose, the Sumner Spartans. But it is the Sumner Spartans.
Okay. It's the Spartans and the Mustangs. Your showdown of the week next Friday night. Foy takes a low snap, hands the ball off, and the big freshman rumbles his way through. That's Raleigh Levi, and he will be close to but just shy of the first down.
And you can see why that freshman's playing on varsity. Hits the hole with decisiveness, makes a nice jump cut in the hole as well, bounces the run outside, but all of it is coming back.
No, it was just a sideline warning against Mountain View. So the 8-yard gain will stand, and that brings up 3rd down and about 2. So each team had a sideline warning tonight. Next one, and it'll cost them some yardage. 3rd down, Foy. Levi, a little shaky on the handoff, but gets the first down yardage. And Kia Ireland with another stop. Called his name a lot tonight, but another first down for Mountain View, and they'll take it to the 32-yard line.
I have a feeling by the end of the year, once playoffs roll around, Raleigh Levi might be a household name here for Mountain View. I like the vision, really like the decisiveness hitting the hole. If he can just clean up his handoff transitions with his quarterback, he seems like he is a star in the making here in the Southern Idaho Conference.
Pick up to about the 30-yard line on that play. They're going to rule no gain on that play. So 2nd down at the 32. Clock running, 7:22 left. The outcome not in doubt. The margin of victory perhaps the only question. And a chance for Middleton to really play under some adversity early in the season. Play clock winding down. Foy gets a snap off, and nowhere to run again for Will Miles as that defensive line and linebackers. Jackson Dixon, the senior from the outside linebacker position, makes a stop.
They've done a nice job, Middleton, here, just kind of clogging the run. We're in some pretty obvious running situations, of course, for Mountain View. You got a big lead. You're in the fourth quarter. You're just trying to put the game away, trying to run up this clock, see it to the end, make sure everybody, of course, stays healthy going into week number 2 when you got that matchup against Spanish Springs. So, but a nice job at Middleton. If they can get a stop here, potentially get the ball back, just get some life going on offense so they can feel something.
Rolling right is Foy. He's got a receiver in front of him, but he takes the deeper pattern and it is caught. Caught out there by Grayson Green. But I guess he was out of bounds, so it's incomplete. Looked good from here, but it's ruled incomplete. That'll bring up 4th down, and now decision time.
Good call by the official there. Definitely. Foot was out of bounds.
Yeah, he had a better view of it than I did. Foy stays on the field with the offense. Twin receivers to the left, one to the right, and Levi in the backfield. He gets the handoff, and he is going nowhere, and Middleton will turn it over on downs as Kellen Sager, the first to get there. And that will turn it over. Actually, loss of 3. So Middleton holds defensively with 5:54 to go. Now they will try to get something moving offensively and at least leave this one with a little better taste in their mouth.
That's certainly what they would like. I mean, that second drive of the game, it looked pretty good. It looked like they had found out the secret to kind of sustaining some offense against this Mountain View defense. But we talked about how good of a defense Mountain View is. They are one of the best in the 6A SIC. They're one of the best in the state, really.
Rigby beat Farmington 27-16 in Pocatello today. Incomplete pass ruled there. Sandpoint comes back to beat Cuna 15-14. Rocky Mountain shuts out Owyhee tonight 28-0. Eagle beat Timberline, and that score I think was like 32-14. Coeur d'Alene in the second quarter shutting out the Wolves from Silverton, Oregon in the Portland metro area. Post Falls leading Lewiston 14-0 in the second quarter. Lake City leading Lakeland 14-7 up in North Idaho. Back to pass, Bauman throws through the hands of his intended receiver. Incomplete.
It's looking for Bridger Smith right there, and that's kind of what we've seen all night, just off. There's Smith, jumps a little bit too early for the pass. The just connection for Briar Bauman and his receivers has not been there, which, Mark, you pointed out earlier. If you weren't to tell anybody who was returning, you would certainly think that Middleton was the team with the new quarterback and that Mountain View had the returning starter.
3rd and 10. 5:45 left. Bauman winds up, throws, and that one is through the hands of Max Johansson, who would have had the first down had he been able to hold on, but it slips through his grasp, and 3 and out for the Vikings. We'll bring the punt team back on. Nice throw by Bauman, but unable to hold it is Johansson.
Yeah, there really hasn't been a whole lot of bad throws by Bauman tonight. He hasn't made a whole lot of bad decisions with the football. His lone interception was because he had to try to get something into the end zone at the end of the half, but he's protected the ball pretty well. He's hit his receivers. It's just been off for one reason or another, whether it's been drops or missed timing, miscommunication. Unfortunately.
Well, Middleton takes a timeout with 5:40 to go, down 44-7, and we'll be back with the punt after we take this short timeout.
At Idaho News 6, our stories begin with you. We have a reporter dedicated to your neighborhood, connecting to you, listening to you.
Because there's no better way to tell your story than to tell it together.
Idaho News 6, your neighborhood news station. Good Morning Idaho starts in your neighborhood with reporters covering the issues in your neighborhood, plus traffic and weather you can count on before you walk out the door. Wake up local. Wake up with Good Morning Idaho.
Well, one change during that timeout as Mountain View changed their punt returner. It was Dakota Smith back there, and now it is Will Miles who's going to get the opportunity to return the punt. So Mr. Smith is going to have a few words with Mr. Miles about replacing him on the punt opportunity. Gabe Robinson. Nice punt, turns it over. Bounces at the 41, takes a Middleton roll, and then goes sideways, so it's time to down it at the 32-yard line, and that's where Mountain View will start with 5:27 to go. And they will scrimmage at their 32-yard line, leading 44-7, in really what's proven to be an impressive season debut for a team that returns the fewest starters of anybody in the Southern Idaho Conference.
And that's certainly kind of where I was going with my comment a couple of minutes ago about how Mountain View comes into this game, the 5th-ranked team in the state, mostly because of that defense. So to come out and put up 44 points in your season opener, it does kind of serve as an eye-opener for the rest of the teams, not only in the SIC, but also across the state, to say that this offense is pretty legit to go along with a elite defense.
Foy stays in at quarterback. Have to catch who's in the backfield with him. Foy keeps it and is finally dragged down by Brian Wadsworth, who recovered a fumble earlier in the game. Also in the backfield at running back is Ashton Pugh, a 5'10 senior. That gain to the 41-yard line of 9 yards, 2nd down and 1. Under 5 minutes to go. Out of the shotgun goes Foy. Little uncertainty on the play call here. And the coaches on the sideline say, we need a timeout. Foy was confused. A lot of new players coming into the lineup. And so the timeout taken by Mountain View with 4:36 to go. We'll be right back.
Studies show that having lots of books at home is one of the best ways to help a child succeed in school and beyond.
That's why the Scripps Howard Fund started the If You Give a Child a Book campaign.
So please, if you could give a child a book today,
we would be so grateful.
Summer weather is in full swing, and Sophia Cruz is keeping you prepared on Good Morning Idaho. From heat waves to storms and changing fire conditions, trust Sophia's hour-by-hour forecast to help plan your day. Good Morning Idaho, weekdays on Idaho News 6.
$29-0 is that score in Coeur d'Alene. The Vikings of Coeur d'Alene leading the Silverton Foxes. My mistake, not the Wolves, but Silverton, a suburb of, Salem, Oregon, not Portland. I'm 0 for 2. 2nd and 1 for Foy. He will throw for it on the near side, caught, breaking a tackle. Still on his feet is Grayson Green, and he rumbles down the near sideline into Middleton territory to the 46-yard line of Middleton for a 15-yard pickup on a 2nd down throw. Handoff And wrestled to the ground is Ashton Pugh. So, hypothetical, looking at how both quarterbacks have played, do we have a quarterback controversy in Mountain View? Of course not.
I certainly think they've got two quarterbacks that can run this offense and compete any given week. I don't know if it's quarterback controversy, but I certainly think that there will be a battle for the quarterback starting spot all year long. I really liked what I saw, though, out of Ryder Holyfield. Colin Foy has done a really good job as well, but Holyfield just showed me quite a lot, especially in those first couple of moments. First game as a starter, to make some of the plays that he made, have the pocket presence and awareness he did. I thought that was really spectacular.
Up the middle goes Ashton Pugh, and he takes it to just inside the 40-yard line for a couple. Keeps the clock running, under 3.5 to go, and have to wonder if Mountain View just wants to run the clock out, take a few more snaps, pick up maybe one more first down, and chalk up win number 1 on the season and career win number 31 for Brian Compton. A handoff to Miles. He dances, spins, and gets the first down. Will Miles picks up the first down. That will stop the clock momentarily while they reset the chains. So again, next week, the Sumner Washington Spartans at Eagle to take on the Mustangs is next week's showdown of the week. Catch it right here on whatever platform you're watching us on tonight, 6.2 or Channel 6's Facebook page or the NFHS network, or I don't know, maybe we'll beam it into Times Square in New York.
I'm sure they're very concerned about Idaho-Washington football.
Miles dances, finds an opening, and brings it down to the 25. I'll tell my daughter who goes to school in New York to head to Times Square to watch it on the big screen.
We're certainly seeing a lot of good stuff, too, from the running back position for Mountain View here. We've seen multiple people carry the ball. Logan Pichardo, of course, was the big name leading rusher last year, led the team in touchdowns on the ground. And outside of that first touchdown, he hasn't done a whole lot against Middleton because he hasn't got a whole lot of carries.
No.
They've been able to rotate so many guys, keep him fresh. And I think this running back rotation, when it comes to the end of the year, is actually going to help Pichardo quite a bit. He'll be a lot fresher for the playoffs than maybe he was last year.
Yeah, we've seen Pichardo, we've seen Scott, we've seen Miles, we have seen Levi, we have seen Pugh. I'm sure there's a couple in there I've missed. So everybody getting a chance to tote the rock tonight for the Maverick offense. Miles in there now on the second down play with 1:50 to go. In motion, setting to the right is Tyler Cowell. And Miles picks his way through, and it looks like he's going to be close to another first down, and we'll get it. Jackson Dixon, another stop from his linebacker position. And that's to the 20-yard line. That'll stop the clock momentarily, and now they wind it. Under 1.5 to go. Foy with Miles behind, or next to him, I should say. Still throwing, gets it out to the near side, and the ball comes free, so they're ruling it an incomplete pass intended there for Grayson Green.
Did not expect to see that.
No.
Thought that, especially with the way the Mountain View has been picking up 4 or 5 yards of carry, that they would just run it right up the middle. Only 1:07 left. You're leading 44-7. Just get on out of here. Like I said, get on out of the game. Make sure everybody's healthy. Start 1-0. Move on to week 2. Start preparing for the Spartans. Down under a minute to go here.
Ball down to the 14-yard line. So it'll be third down and about 4, and probably one more play, maybe 2 if they get the first down and stop the clock momentarily. Foy will go under center now. No, now he'll drop back into the pistol. He has Pugh in the backfield with him. Hand off to Pugh, and he is wrestled to the ground at the 15-yard line, but there is a flag on the play. We will have to check the flag. An illegal shift. So the game will not end. There's 11.8 seconds to go. The ball pushed back to the 19-yard line. And now the clock winds, and I don't think we'll have another play, as Mountain View is not going to have to run it. And there is the final horn. And a congratulations to the Mountain View Mavericks. They open the season with a convincing 44-7 win over the Middleton Vikings. So Leonard, your overall assessment of what we saw tonight quickly?
Well, we saw a really good performance all around from Mountain View. Middleton has a lot of promise. If they just executed on a couple more plays, we'd be looking at a very different score line. It's certainly not the result that they wanted, not the score line that they wanted, but there is a lot to take away from this that can be very positive for Middleton. But I think for Mountain View, it is wheels up. This is exactly what you wanted to see from both the offense and defense, with a bunch of new players gelling extremely quickly, and they have the potential to be some very serious contenders in the 6A SIC.
That'll wrap things up here from Mountain View High School. Win for the Mountain View Mavericks, a convincing 44-7 win as they roll over the Middleton Vikings in a battle of teams that are expected to make some noise come the playoffs at the end of the season. I want to remind you that you can catch a replay of this game if you want to watch it again on 6.2, KIVI 6.2, 10 o'clock Sunday morning. Have a cup of coffee in your breakfast and watch us again. Also, we want to thank our friends at the Idaho Potato Bowl for helping to bring this broadcast throughout the season to you. And of course, don't forget that next week we have the Sumner Spartans from Sumner, Washington, taking on the Mustangs from Eagle in Eagle, and that will be your showdown of the week. For my broadcast partner Leonard Perry and our outstanding production crew, Mark Snyder, thank you for joining us tonight. Again, the final score, Mountain View 44, Middleton 7. Good night, everybody.
¡Qué bárbaro! ¿Cómo haces eso?
Me pasé a ICCU.
ICCU.
Neta, la mejor banca de mi vida. Teca al tiro, tasas chidas y gente que sí le echa ganas. Además, apoyo en español, en persona y por teléfono.
¿Y eso te hizo levantar tanto peso?
Tú dime. ¡Hey, ya está mi smoothie!
Todo lo que necesitas de un banco y todo lo que te gusta de una credit union. ICCU. Life Screener here.
Every December, Boise becomes the stage where underdogs, stars, and future pros rise. Plays that flip the field, moments that flip careers, and a crowd that shows what college football is all about. They don't just play for the trophy, they play for their story. The Famous Idaho Potato Bowl, where legends start growing.
Did you know that in middle-income communities, there are about 13 books for every child?
But in some underserved communities,
there's only one book for every 300 children.
Studies show that having lots of books at home is one of the best ways to help a child succeed in school and beyond.
That's why the Scripps Howard Fund started the If You Give a Child a Book campaign to give books to children who need them most, like me.
So please, if you could give a child a book today,
just scan the QR code. We would be so grateful.